Hello, everyone. Sorry for the extreme delay. We were getting some computer and technical issues knocked out of the way, but it is so nice to see all of you again. Bethany, I am the Dungeon Mistress for the Land of Doctrines campaign setting. Apologize for the issue last week. We had a few issues pop up that made us so we weren't able to play, and it was kind of last minute. We hate doing that. Life. We hope all of you are doing great, staying safe, staying isolated, and avoiding getting the plague. Unlike, the cool stuff that happens in my games, this stuff can actually kill you, and you don't have the benefit of having zombies. So, don't go outside unless you have to. Seriously, don't do it. That's enough for my public service announcements. Players, do we have anything for them?
Drink water.
Drink water. Hydrate. Change your socks.
Change your socks. Sleep. Get plenty
Please
of sleep.
bathe.
Love yourself.
Please bathe, yes.
If you are a convention goer, especially bathe.
No one wants the PAX Pox.
No one wants backstocks.
No, this
Anyway.
is just practice from the cons actually start. It's fine.
Con crud. Yeah, Dragon Con in September.
Let's go, y'all.
Not
I'm
gonna
ready.
All right. Voice of God, do we have anything?
No.
Voice of God says we're good. All right, guys. I think we're ready to get started for this session of the Land of Dark Dreams. Welcome back. So, where we last left off. The adventures of Mist Fortune continue into the sky, as you now have availed yourselves to the glory of flight, utilizing the magical power of the airship, Dawnrunner. Picking up your friends and comrades, you hired a few crewmen to man your ship, including Bertram, Reynard's older brother, before sailing away to Beowick. Along the way, you were beset by a monstrous bird-like creature called a rock. Suffering only minor damage to the Dawnrunner, you carried onwards to your destination. Upon arriving, you set upon a few different chores, but the main goal you had was to meet Nikolai Goodmain. Nikolai was unfortunately on his deathbed, as apparently old age had finally caught up with him. However, before he departed, he imparted a few words of wisdom to Kor, who seemingly has some connection to the Dawnspire through her past, as well as gifting her with what he knew about the Silent Dark. Reynard made a brief visit to Salen Knight, attempting to learn how exactly they stole the Files of Blood from the conservatory, while the rest of you spent most of it shopping. In the end, however, your stay in Beowick was brief, and as the following morning, I believe, you were all sailing off into the dawn sky and making your way west towards Marcera. So, what would you all like to do?
I'm sailing away.
And all of the setting and tone that I just mustered is now erased.
I'm sailing.
Without
Have to zhuzh it up.
I would like. We're on the boat flying. Or
Yeah.
the
I think
airship?
it's the first day of travel. Yeah, only a few hours out in that morning.
I would like to go talk to Sertarian quick.
Okay. As you your way down through the halls, you can actually see him on the second deck in his workshop, hard at work at what looks to be a leg.
Sertarian.
23. Oh, hello.
Good to see you.
Really big goggles on his face that have 6 different focusing lenses.
What
can I do for you?
I am just wondering. We're going to Marcera. I was wondering if there's anything I could pick up for you while we're there.
There is a shop in Marcera called Adventure with Advantage. There is a shopkeeper by the name Kalis. She will have some wiring that I need. Has to be of a specific metal. And as I need a Kyrite infuser.
Kyrite in few. Right. I'll remember that. 23, like, scribble something down real quick. All right. Well, if there's anything else, please don't hesitate. I know you're working hard on our.
Oh, I can go do it. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, I would like to get off the ship once in a while. I've been to Marcera in 30 years. I hear they got this crazy stuff going on.
Like what?
They've got this contraption that it moves on a wheel, on a track,
Like a cart.
like a big cart,
Like a really big cart.
like a really, really big cart, but narrow, but long.
So like a long, narrow cart.
Yes, but no horses.
How does it move? Well, that's preposterous.
Yeah, but I got a walking, talking construct in front of me that's sentient. I just kind of have a hard time believing anything's not possible anymore.
But I mean, I'm made of magics and stuff that'll be on both of our comprehension. If you're saying that someone just made this a cart that can move by itself, that's a little crazy.
Guess we'll find out.
Oh,
If
all right,
it's real, let me know.
I will, for sure. Well, yes, since you're working on that, I can't really help you too much, so just let me know whatever you need. I will be available and in my room.
And he will give the sharpest of gnome salutes.
I will return it. And the sharpest of Warforged salutes.
Salutes in Warforged.
I like to imagine that steam leaves my arm as I do. And I go back to my room.
All right. How the rest of you?
Rum would probably just try and find the group and be like, all right, I forget. Do we have a party fund still, or are we just using the safe? If we have someone that's in someone's bag or something.
So, fun thing about the party loot is my computer crashed.
God.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
So we have it. It's updated completely on here. Unfortunately, I can't update anything on my charts, so I have to do all the stuff manually. But yeah, we do have a fund. There is a majority of it. I kind of divided it out into a bag of holding loot that's just for money on hand, and then a majority of our funds are in the safe. We did talk about, me and Lake and Beth did kind of offline about just possibly paying the crew for a year. That way we can just do it once and not have to worry about it again. And Beth can let us know when the year's up and we do it again. But it's approximately about 2,880 gold.
And I can tell you as a former sailor, that is an amazing and yet awful idea because they will be gone within a month for most of them.
Well, just we remove it from the party fund now, and then we just assume that they get paid.
Sure.
We put it in a very safe place, and every week we're
Your
just like,
accounting,
"There's yours."
your booking and accounting guys have got it.
We can talk
Listen,
about that. We can
Look at who you have handling the budget for this party. No, we are not paying them a year in advance.
No. So that's just a thought we had. Let me know what you guys think. Offline, we can talk about it later. But
I'm okay with that, to be honest.
yeah,
Long story short, it'll basically be everybody owes like 250 gold to pay into that, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Half of it's taken over from me selling the spell books. I decided to throw that at that because it'll be easy on everyone.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can throw in that.
Roman would bring more up because he's got to ditch some weight and he's got a lot of gold coin and he needs to stick somewhere. So he figures, I don't really have anything to spend it on.
You literally
So-
have a chest in your room to just throw that stuff in there. You don't
I
have
didn't
to
buy
carry
one
it.
yet.
I could have swore you said you did.
Nope, I bought the safe.
Oh, you bought the safe for everyone. Okay.
You were talking about me buying a chest last
Oh,
time.
all of your rooms have chests in them
Oh.
as part of the. It's your own personal storage locker.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
So
You
can
have
just
rooms too. Like, just put it in a drawer. Like,
Yeah,
I
so you
do
can just
not
manage it.
Honestly,
on
I
your
don't
treasure.
trust.
I haven't had a room in a while. Okay, give me.
And then you can just manage it on your treasure sheet.
the drawers might not lock, but all of your rooms have seals on them. So what are the odds are just going to get stolen? It's not
It's just-
impossible.
Roman's room is just a giant pile of gold that he just.
Yeah. I am more so just, I feel like the safe is more safe, so I'm going to put it in the safe if there's somewhere else to go with it, but I didn't know if there's any funds maybe I could throw some extra cash at, or if there was something we need to buy. I'm just saying I got money, I have nothing to spend it on, so.
You're about to go to a big old town. I'm sure you can find something.
You'll find some.
Mhm.
Find something.
Stopping
So,
episode
into the
part
safe-
2.
Into the safe it goes.
That's gonna be like, no.
I just saw Beth's muted sigh.
She's gonna be
Shopping
like,
episode
and
part 2.
strangely, all the shops are closed. It's a holiday.
It's night.
Always.
You open a door and a dragon breathes fire. I don't know how it happened. It just does.
Okay. So,
Alright. I'm going to note that it's in the safe in my own
accounting businesses aside,
Mm-hmm.
what else are we going to be doing for what I think it was about a week and a half to 2 weeks for you guys to get there?
Oof, damn.
I will be helping Zoe pilot whenever she doesn't need it, when she wants to do something else.
Who's Zoe?
Oh, I meant Core. That's
Zoe.
what I meant. Core. I will assist Core as needed and probably check up on Cerulean once in a while.
All right, that book I got from Goodmain. I assume I've shared it amongst the others at this point.
Not everybody's seen it yet.
Okay. In that case, Core would probably be like, driving, like switching between her and Tempest and reading the book and kind of just going through it.
Okay. I will share it for all to see.
If anyone has questions, Core will obviously tell them that came from Nikolai Goodmain. It seems to be a recollection of the Dawnspire and what had.
It is an
occurred.
extensive read.
Yeah.
So,
Extensive summary.
it's a bit of a read. But it is detailing how the Silent Dark functioned as best as Nikolai could remember. Yes. But
Renard has very little actual to do, but he is just spending a lot of time and downtime plotting. Nondescript terminology of that, just lots of plotting.
Yeah, I don't really have much. I'd probably read, hang out with most of the party members, probably hang with Roman, and test out some warlocky stuff.
pew pew. Behold any sparrow that gets too close to the Dawn Runner.
My Eldritch Blast is bigger.
Okay. Time will pass, and the days wind into nights, and mornings come. It's almost relaxing, able to travel over a countryside that seems to be, well, without any issue. And as you traverse over the Adanian Mountains, the Alcidian Mountains, you can see the God's Eye Lake and some structure in it. But sailing on, you continue your way westward. As you progress further for the next week or so, I shall say, you're estimating you're probably 3-4 days out from Marcera, maybe not that far. When one afternoon, a stranger arrives on your ship. Literally flies in.
It's Medivh.
Oddly enough, this bird-like humanoid, dressed in very little outside of what appear a pair of cargo pants a pair of swords at its hip, curved, almost katana-like. Black feathers, very serious-looking expression, and a bandolier over one shoulder with almost purple tattoos etched into his feathers. And he just lands with a good thump on the bow of your ship and seems to look about before he will say, "I look for the strongest among you."
That would be me.
Are you talking about physical strength, mental strength, drinking strength? You have to be clear.
Who
Yes.
are you?
Forgive me. And he will bow. I am Os, of the disciples of Nanami. It is a pleasure to finally meet you all. He will bow his head.
Does that name ring a bell for anyone?
Make a history check.
Ooh. I have a better history now. Not much, but enough.
I imagine 23 can't make that check.
Holy cow, dude.
Check.
Between Renard and Cerulean, Nanami is a Tempest. Huh? Nanami is based off of a former member of the Dawnspire named Oro Nanami, the Purple Knight.
What's his name again?
Os, O-O-S.
Oos.
Os.
Os of Nanami.
Oos.
Okay.
And what kind of... So, how did he get on our ship?
He flew. He's
Flew.
an Aarakocra.
Flew.
Oh, he's an Aarakocra. Okay.
Caw. But he will then say, "There have been whispers on the wind of a group that travels amongst the skies, and that many of you are strong of spirit, magic, and steel. I would test the strongest among you in a hand to sword or sword to sword fight."
Renard just says, "Well, then I'm just gonna go sit down over there."
Yeah, I like to think that like the moment he says sword to sword, him and Renard just go. Whoop.
I'll look at my wimpy rapier and be like, kind of look over at like 23 and be like, your sword's much bigger.
I don't have a sword anymore. I have a giant ass hammer. Anyways, yeah, I'll fight you. I'm in.
Do you want my sword? He apparently wants to fight with a sword.
Nope. Well,
Oh,
steel is fine, I imagine.
Yes, your hammer will do just fine.
Steals for humans.
okay, bye. I'm gonna go sit next to Renard.
As interested as I am in a good fight, I'd rather it didn't happen on my ship. Is it possible you can test 23 somewhere else?
As he looks about to the empty sky all around him.
Oh, he can't fly, though.
Oh, but he could.
I don't think 23 can, though.
He could. No, I'm not sure I support this callous endeavor. Unless you really feel
come
certain of yourself,
on.
23.
Unless I'm what?
Unless you're very certain of yourself, 23.
I mean, I'm pretty certain of myself.
Can we just like, cool? Can we just like hover in place for a minute and let them duke it out like 20 feet above?
Well, no, Renard will walk over and he will place a hand on 23's back and just cast fly on him and be like, "Have fun, big guy."
Right.
I'll just
You-
lean over to
you-
Cerulean and be like, I got 5 gold on the weird bird person.
I just. How long? I'm sorry. How long have you been looking for us?
I was not looking for you. You
Oh.
flew over my house.
Sometimes destiny has a weird way of working. So
Huh.
Yeah, maybe we should go back and hover so he can go back home after he wins or loses.
Well,
I support a good fight on the deck.
I just don't break anything, please.
Oh,
I'm
we
not-
can fix it.
I'm not going to use the Shadow Star to its fullest extent. I'm going to, I'm not going to destroy the ship for a fight.
I
Although-
will not do significant damage to him as well. I wish to test, not to kill.
Well, that's I guess what I'm here for. Just yeah. And he's just sort of like thinks about it for a second, just shakes his head, and he'll say, "I don't think I can convince you otherwise. You seem pretty set on this."
Roman will go sit on the bench with the rest of the group and just go, "Now I'm thinking about it. Wouldn't this be like the slickest way of an assassin from Silent Dark to kill one of us?" And just,
Except-
He's
That doesn't make sense.
he's
he gets the one-on-one fight someone and he just kills him, and then either we kill him or he just flies away.
But we can heal 23 very simply. It's very simple.
He's not Salvador.
I take offense to that. I am not so dishonorable.
Yeah,
When
good
I
job.
say
Bernard.
my word is my word, it is true.
It has been way too long since I fought anyone with, like, the slightest amount of honor, so I appreciate this. You have no idea.
As do I. But I must warn you, I am very good with a blade. And he will draw out a not insubstantial katana.
I must warn you, I am also pretty good with the sword.
Good.
Bring a hammer.
Or a hammer, in this case.
Nondescript weapon is fine, as long as you can fight. When it is done, I will impart some information I think you will find interesting.
No, wonderful. Information's always good.
Are we fighting on the deck, or are you guys gonna?
Oh, we're sky fighting.
They got
sky
fly,
fighting.
might as well.
Yeah.
Fly on 23, so
Why not?
A good 10 feet up off the deck, he will just hold the blade smoothly and wait. You may begin when you are ready, my friend.
All right.
Relax than that. Like a little more. Just get away. Fight out there.
23 will float into the air in front of him. And
You may
kind of
roll for initiative.
heal you.
From the ship, you just hear, thank you.
I'm still like nudging Cerulean, like,
Tell you what, I'll roll it for you, since I have your token on a different page.
Oh,
I don't want to throw you guys off this page. The new dynamic lighting is something I'm still working on.
it's so much more intuitive, at least.
It is. Still awkward to work with.
23 going fast.
20 feet fast.
Drew looks up. Oh my!
That's all it is.
He's just dropping from the sky. Ooh.
I'm still pestering Cerulean, like, what do you say? I've got 5 gold on the bird person.
I'm not gonna bet.
You're
After
betting for
everything
23.
you have seen 23 go through, you are really going to bet against him.
Well, that's why it's good odds, because... Actually, no, wait, we're not doubling or nothing. Oh. You're right. 5
I'll
gold on
take your
23.
bet. I have
No,
5 gold on
no.
23.
No, Renat, I know you don't bet. It's fine.
I have faith in my friend.
I do too, but I thought it would be a fun bet.
Hmm.
That's why I only
I
bet
can't
5
hear you,
gold.
23. Oh, Connor's talking to somebody.
Sorry.
You may begin.
All right. I will go in for the... Hold. I'm going to Rich.
Breaking a little bit.
1 second here, y'all. Sorry.
Shatterstar, form of
Oh.
hammer.
Yeah, barring cool fancy things, I will attempt to cast levitate just so it stays on their plane of fighting.
I thought you were trying to fuck up the fight. It's really
No,
what
I just don't want to lose the damn weapon.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, no, if I see that, I'm like, oh no, we're not losing a freaking relic.
I will say, come, and reach my hand out towards the Shatterstar.
The Shatterstar has been updated.
Wait,
It now has a throwing property of 2060, and it can be recalled as a bonus action.
Oh.
So I will recall it then.
It warps right back into your hand.
I appreciate this. And I will smack the shit out of him.
Go for it.
That wasn't also be at advantage.
19 will hit. He's going to use another reaction to parry.
Okay. 22.
22, however, will smack him right in the face. As you shred across his beak, there's a... Lovely.
I told you I'm good.
But yet you are still holding back. Will you not show me the full extent of your power now?
Oh, can I show him the full extent of the power, please?
He's calling out to Core.
But how is Core gonna help with this?
Because I want to be able to slam the Starfall on, or to do Starfall on this ship.
Fine, come in.
You guys are flying!
He has to be able to impact
I have to hit the
target.
ground. I have to hit the
He
ground.
says, if it requires that, then he will start to descend.
I will
But-
descend as well.
You are fixing it.
All right.
oh boy.
Yay.
I'm
We're
glad you
cheering
have
in the
this
crowd.
challenge.
Use a chair.
All right, you have another your 2 attacks.
Yep, those are my 2 decks.
And as he lands on the ground with you, he is going to start lunging at you again.
It's really like knowing that what's about to happen. It's really like leans back and like holds himself steady just in case. No,
One of those will hit.
Right across the chest as he impacts you right in the sternum with the blade.
So 7 points reduced to 3.
Mhm.
Okay.
Show me.
I will slam the Shatterstar on the ground. Sorry!
21. He has to make the deck save. Ah! He fails.
21 points of radiant damage.
As he crunches against the ground, he pauses for a moment before he gets up. Excellent.
Mm,
But they feel-
bonus,
Oh, sorry, yeah.
sorry, bonus action lightning. As he's like, gets shot with radiant damage and then for 1 point of lightning damage. He doesn't have to make the save.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been great for a 6.
As he brushes himself off, he's got some of his feathers are singed. He takes the blade and holds it out to the side before pointing it back behind his head. You have honored me by showing me your true strength. Now I will show you mine. And as he rushes forward, you see the blade move. And as it strikes from one angle, 2 more of the same blade almost phantasmally strike in 2 different directions. 3 strikes in a single moment. He's going to do...
Same rush movie right now.
all advantage. That is 15, 22, I think.
So,
Right,
I
reduced
think
to
only
11.
22 hits.
yeah, 20 doesn't hit.
Oh, 20 doesn't
20
hit?
misses.
Wow.
No.
Oh, wow. So as you bring the blade up, you see these 3 strikes. You bring the Shatterstar out, tink tink, 2 of them before one just gets in and connects. And he's going to attack twice more.
Okay.
Oops, wrong one.
Both miss.
Only both miss, and then we're not at advantage.
And I'm gonna zap him again
Okay.
for 5 if he fails. It's my bonus action. And I'm gonna re-roll that, see what I get. That's not gonna make it. It's failure.
This guy rolls like Shalia rolls, just ass.
So that's 5 points lightning damage, and then 2 attacks the Shatter Star. As I kind of deflect the 3 swords, and then I come down for kind of an uppercut with the Shatter Star. And the first one, 20.
20 will hit. He's going to deflect it.
Okay. And then 24.
24 going to hit.
As he deflects it, kind of swing around and then shove him in the chest with it.
Okay. He kind of takes that 10 points damage. He's a little bit bloodied. You can see there is a amount of blood trailing from his lips, but or his beak, and he just grins as he sheathes the blade, draws it almost into a stance before he mutters a spell and vanishes. And in that moment, he appears behind you, striking with a...
Nani?
29 points force.
Yes. Sorry, he has
okay.
to make the attack. I believe that is what he has to do. Make a melee attack. Yes, he does.
That's going to miss.
Misses. You turn around at the last second and lean back as this blade right across your face as he stands there. Damn.
Okay. So as he's like kind of misses and his blade's on the ground, I'm going to like spin around my back, kind of like, so our backs are kind of facing each other. I'm going to try to slam into him from the front, just kind of spinning around him.
Okay.
17?
He will parry.
12.
And that misses.
I'm going to shock him. For 1.
All right. As he leans back from those, he will raise his hand, stow the blade. And with that, he will bow. You have honored me. And he will bow. I am knowing where defeat comes.
You fight with honor. I appreciate that. And I will bow as well. And I will get out of my rage as the sparks kind of die down.
Mr. Merlin will walk over to Osh and he will say, "That was well fought. You're a bit hurt. Need some help."
I will be fine. Each pain is a moment and a lesson to learn.
Are you sure? You're kind of... Oh, if you're sure.
No, I believe I owe you something. He will then smile. There was a legend passed down from Oro, from master to apprentice. Each of us were required to memorize it. It deals, I think, with you and the events to come. And it says, amidst the eternal waves of time, from a ripple of change shall the red storm arise. Out of the abyss peer wicked eyes and wicked hearts, their wings of black sheathed. They work in the lie in which you linger. The phoenix soars through darkened skies, with fear and death trail in its shadow beneath, until 6 fortunes united wield a hollowed blade. In the final reckoning, the beast is slain. And as the phoenix sleeps, man turns on man. His own blood and madness soon cover the earth. Behold the end of time, its prison shattered. From the depths of broken providence awaken the Auri, their ships ablaze in majestic light. Just for you guys to have that there.
That is ominous, but we appreciate it.
He will bow. I do not know the true meaning of it. Only that it was supposed to be a time when it must be passed down to those that might mean something.
Well, To be honest, I'm not the most learned individual, but I'm sure some of us might be able to help figure it out.
And he will bow again. You honor me. I look forward to meeting you all again on the field of battle one day. Perhaps in Masera at a tournament.
There's a tournament in Masera.
Yes, in 2 months.
Roman,
Yes.
I have plans for us.
Well, I'm in, you know that, so
What kind of tournament?
A combat tournament.
Yes, teams, solo.
As I believe it is teams of 3 with up to a member party of 6.
Interesting.
I do not know the entire rules, but I do know the prize is a ring with a single granting of wish.
That is a lot.
That
Like a
is
real
lot.
wish.
Where did they just find a ring with wish and they're just willing to give it up?
Bernard, is that a thing rings can do?
How much would Renard know immediately about that?
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana check.
They exist.
Well, wish as a spell is about as powerful as magic can get, as far as I've been able to study. And when it comes to magical implements, there are records of certain ones possessing the ability to cast these magics in limited number.
I have a feeling that that can't be the case, though. No one would willingly give away a Ring of Wish, I don't think. That seems a
Well,
little...
If I had to guess, if this was a tournament being hosted by the hierarchy in order to gain power, they may be doing it as a power play. It is not just them giving up a casting of wish, it is them offering it to the parties to show what power they have to give out. If they could give up a ring with a casting of wish in it, then imagine what else they actually have if that's nothing to give up as a prize.
That would also attract the most powerful people, the most powerful fighters in the entire country.
But why would they want the most powerful people in the country all in Masera at once?
I don't know, but powerful people with powerful fighters are even more powerful. So I think that makes sense.
You have lost me in your words, but I think I will like all of you.
He loses us in his words occasionally, but he's really wonderful.
Well, perhaps we could fight on the field of battle, maybe together. One day.
Perhaps. And he'll bow again, and then he will fly off.
And okay.
23 waves goodbye.
I see a scuff on my ship. You should probably get to fixing
I'll
it.
do it. I'll go and grab some carpenter's tools. I'm not proficient in them, but I'll try.
Was there any like talks or rumors of like higher like nobility in Marcera actually having something like this, or is does this seem just sort of sudden?
You've been gone over a year.
That's true.
That's
very true.
fair. None of us would really know.
Oh, I've been gone longer, so.
I kind of bet. Yeah.
Or's been gone 200 plus years.
I was like,
Yeah, at the very
It's not
least,
a
Renard's been gone
contest.
2 years, so.
Year and a half.
Yeah, I've been gone like 2-3 years at most.
14.
Well, we were on the road for almost a year and
That's
took
true.
a year off, so.
That's
It's
true.
been better part of 2 years.
Mhm.
Or
No,
longer
2
than
and a
that for
half.
some of you.
14 for this guy.
All right.
My
That
ear.
was an interesting distraction.
Do you think there's? No, nothing. Never mind.
It's just a bit concerning. I don't know how they're able to get something of this.
Who knows? There are deep pockets in Marcera and people who are willing to do a lot for, well, the right coin.
Well, if this tournament is well known and this is a Ring of Wish that's being like given out, the Silent Dark would definitely be interested in it.
So that's actually a good point. I'm going to ask DM. Is this a normal, like yearly tournament? Or is this like something that's happening special?
It has not happened in the time that any of you have been there.
Special. Got it.
What about the history of this?
Mm.
Is there a precedent for it?
The arena has been in Marcera for a very long time. There is a combat arena there. It's local stuff. There are tournaments that happen from time to time, but usually it's just prize cash money. This is the first time anybody's offered a item of such power.
That is just the one thing that I worry about, is that our enemies could also wish to use that to their advantage, and something of that power would make them leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else.
Honestly, with what we've seen of the Silent Dark, I would not see this as something that they desperately need to get their hands on. We saw what happened to the mountain. We saw what happened with the magics that were manipulating the world. I think a single casting of wish is below them.
It's true. No, I understand that, but having one in your back pocket for a vital moment might not be like an ace up your sleeve, essentially.
What? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that despite their power and just everything that we've seen, a wish is a wish. You can do whatever you want with it.
Well, if what Renard is saying is true, if these people are truly capable of, if a single cast of wish is beneath them, but it's not for most people, it brings people to one place, to this arena. Why do you need everyone in one place?
No idea why someone would want to do that. I only know two things. Is one, we should try and get it, and two, I have a feeling this is also going to draw out a lot of people that are looking to get it, but maybe not through the tournament. And he'll just kind of gesture at Tempest.
Excuse me. What does that mean?
To be
He said
fair,
accusingly.
to be fair, and I try to see the best in people, but something like this is going to definitely bring out the worst of people.
You're not wrong, but I don't know. I don't know if this is a little bit. It's a little bit too obvious, isn't it? I don't know if my people would. I don't know. It brings you too much into the light.
Well, if I had to guess, our object of this value being sanctioned by the Crown, it would likely be protected by the Alicum Arcanum and the Conservatory of the Arcane. You would have to be mad to try and steal it.
I know a couple of mad people, though. That's in fairness.
You know, I've just thought of this actually, and we probably should keep this in mind. Tempest, are you still wanted in Marcera?
Most likely not. That's probably all water under the bridge now.
Just on the off chance, we should probably find a way to make you less
Blue.
That too, but just less obvious, because if it's gonna not be hard to find a person such as yourself wandering on the streets of Marcera.
I will deal with it.
Just want to make sure you're okay, but just don't get into any more trouble. If you get caught doing anything and you're still wanted, it's not going to be hard for them to connect the dots.
How many times have I stolen something around here with you?
I'm not saying you're going to steal something. I'm just saying you just get in trouble.
Well,
Also, I look at Renard.
Yeah. And Renard will recite a list of all the times that they have actually caught Tempest stealing something. Which, to my player knowledge, I only remember when they stole from the gnome in the middle of the contest back all the way in Darrow Shore.
The blood.
The blood. That's right.
The blood was the main thing. That's really been the main thing.
Renard just immediately pops two things off the top of his head. Like,
look, I was a younger man.
I think, to be completely fair, there's going to be a lot going on, and I think there's going to be a lot more eyes on other people than you. So you'll have your head low, at least for a little while.
I am fairly certain I will be more than fine. As I mentioned before, I was never a main target, just mentioned.
I'll trust you.
Okay.
As I madly look for my own details on my history.
Do you want the link to your?
I got it.
Okay.
Oh, you're looking at awkward.
Had it up. I have all of your notes up.
That's fair. Sorry,
just in
continue.
case you guys decide to go off and do something.
That's fair.
All right. Let me get this music set up for the next stage.
I don't know why. I just thought of this. The ring in the tournament's actually Dakota ring, and you have to go somewhere else, and it just says drink your Ovaltine.
It's actually just a ring of wishful thinking.
Oh!
Finish the rest of the sentence.
It's almost wish, but not quite.
The endless rolling hills of the Empire of Reichfell slowly give way to an endless flat plain, highlighted by the Storm Shield Mountains off to the east. As the early morning darkness gives way to the light on the horizon, you all awaken to the sight of Marcera before you, the great jewel of Reichfell, and your destination. The cool autumnal air sweeps over the crystal ocean, snapping with an even more brisk wind. Those of you familiar to Marcera know that come long, the city will be bathed in a blanket of snow as the northern winds turn across the ocean and gather the moisture that frequently leaves Marcera drenched with rain. The clouds crest to a small rise where the Dawnrunner steams forward, the glint of sun shining off a tower that I believe Kor is apparently steering towards. Most of you will recognize it as the Silverguard Library. As the ship slowly descends, inevitably, you see several flying figures riding through the sky and making their way towards you upon winged beasts. Beasts that you have seen before. Wyverns. They approach steadfast and unerringly, making their way as several of them begin to encircle the Dawnrunner before you can even come close to mooring your ship, while 5 more hover just above the main deck, allowing their passengers to depart. As one man lands off the bow and jumps off of his Wyvern and lands on the deck, he is armored figure, garbed with a simple spear and the blue, silver, and white colors of Reichfell, emblazoned with a dragon upon his tabard, while wearing some sort of red leather tunic beneath the armor. As he stands upon the deck, he takes his helmet off so you all can see deeply chiseled features, crew-cut hair, grim-faced, and a little brooding looking. He will then say, "In the name of Her Majesty Tyria Reichfell, we welcome you to Reichfell and Marcera, Misfortune. I am Sky Marshal Landon Welltom. I'm here to guide you into the city."
Many thanks. Here, I have this with me, and Kor will pull out a scroll cylinder, and inside is a writ from 200 and so years ago to land in Marcera, so she has proper documentation, and she hands it to him.
He will take it. Looks at you.
A little outdated, I know. I was hoping it would still be valid.
It's expired.
Ye old permission.
It's basically says I can do what I want. I will take this into consideration. Unfortunately, I think the place you might be thinking of docking is no longer a dock.
Oh, well, that would have been embarrassing then. So thank you for leading us into wherever. Where am I going?
You'll be parking yourselves at the Harbor District. The dock wards. Unfortunately, the Sky Dock is now a library. There haven't been airships for 200 years.
Until now.
Yes, well, you can have to admit that was kind of sudden.
Had a whole year to prepare.
To the harbor it is. Tempest, can you steer it a little towards the harbor? We're going to dock with the common ships.
You say that out loud.
Who says that? She's offended that we're gonna go dock with sea vessels.
All right, I will go. I'll do that. I'll be like, I'll kind of chuckle a bit, Oh, cool. You're going to fit in wonderfully. And I'm going to just park it at the common dock.
I assure you that the harbor will have your needs met. In fact, the first 3 days of your docking fees have already been waived and paid for by the Montilier family.
Oh, how very
Oh.
kind of them.
Thank you, Renard.
Thank you.
I did not organize that.
No. Well, then this may come as something as of a shock to you, but we were aware of your impending arrival.
Not
We-
surprised, but
we did
surprised
hear-
nonetheless.
We did hear rumors of that.
Yes. I am regretfully informed to say that you will not have much time to peruse the city immediately. We will be escorting you to the council chambers.
That was fast.
Why would the High Council want to see us?
Not my business to ask.
Of course.
He will then go about guiding the Dawnrunner to land very peacefully amongst the still waters of the Dragonmere. It's crowded. Really, really crowded.
Yeah, Cor remembers how crowded the docks were, and she's just kind of like,
A tug will be along shortly. And it's a little dinghy that just gets up beside the Dawnrunner and starts pushing it in a certain direction.
As we're getting pulled in, would I be able to just look around to see if there's any ships I recognize?
Make a perception check. Not immediately. It is a crowded home, a full house. However, the pungent scent of sewage and the clamor of overcrowded streets comes into view as the Dawnrunner comes to a halt next to one of the piers. A plank is lowered, and you all are cleared to leave the ship. Bertram will walk up to Reynard and say, "Try not to tell Dad that I'm here unless he already knows."
Do you really think he doesn't already know?
Just, try not to talk about me unless it comes up.
I have to ask, who are you less excited to see? Him or that lady friend of yours you wanted me to talk to?
I need a fantasy equivalent of pleading the fifth.
I plead the silent dark.
Stillborn dead, please.
That's ramifications when you think about it. No, let's not say that. Great. Renard's just going to give Tamari a little scratch and say, "Watch the boat for us."
Flies off and seems to be hustling. So, departing from the ship itself, you are escorted by no less than 15 knights, all of which full armored and full plate mail. Swords, shields, pikes, crossbows, the works. All of them armed, armored, and ready to fight, although nothing is drawn, but they are following you. Landrin leads out in front.
I
All-
nudge. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No.
I nudge Rowan, but we could take him.
I'll look back at the other ones and like, there's probably a couple of them that are paladins or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
Let's not try.
It was a
What?
joke, Renard.
It's just odd. We're
All
as
along
we have
the boulevards, you can see people going about their daily lives. But there are more than a handful who simply sit on the sides of roads with a bowl out, looking for change. Others hold up signs pleading for work or food. They steer clear of you, or perhaps the guards who escort you, and give you no trouble. As the minutes pass by, eventually you arrive at the gate between the dock ward and the Middlemark ward, and Landrin will flash his badge towards one of the gate guards. That same gate guard will take a flag up and wave it high above to gain the attention of one of the guards on the battlement. A few moments later, the clank, 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 clank sound of the portcullis rising clears the way into the infinitely more clean Middlemark ward. The bustle of the city, however, still remains as people go about their day-to-day. Along the road, your escort, Landrin, will point out to a large domed structure just slightly to the north and in the direction you're currently heading, clearly visible from your current location. Well, that's the hub of all the travel here in Marcera, the Dragonmere Traverse Station. It traverses the entire city, from the northern Minimark wards all the way into the lower Lowmark ward. All in all, it takes about 2 hours or so to traverse the entire city by train. He said there's a little bit of modicum of pride to his tone. As if to accent his words, a loud whistle comes along the track, and, coming into view, is a train, moving along at a moderate pace. It's not terribly long, about 6 cars in length, the head of which has no apparent engine, although there is a little bit of smoke coming out of the furnace in the front.
To us Marcerans, is this very, very new? If it's been two and a half years.
It was not here when you left.
This is amazing.
What's a trade?
How did they... This is extensive. How did they do all this in a couple of years?
Well, there was an ambassador who came across the sea from a place called the Empire of Ostagon, Skathos. She brought with her gifts of technology.
I'll just look at... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so this is you guys. Like, this is a couple years new.
This
When we
is
left.
very new.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'll kind of look at Cerulean and Raina and be like, did your families know anything about this?
I'm sure they know something about it, but this wasn't here when I last left, and that was not that long ago.
Yeah, nor I. And like Renard said, maybe my family knows, but I didn't even hear like a whisper about this.
No. I hadn't either.
There is no direct route to the castle from the train, but the fastest route. It is the fastest route. We prepared for your coming, having been expecting it all. There is a car waiting to take you to the Royal Ward. Moving into the Traverse Station, you are greeted with an absolutely enormous chamber that could easily fit any building you have been into up to this point, including the cathedral in Crimsonwich. Sitting at its center are 2 tracks that head in directions both north and south. The lingering scent of steam, the clamor of the trains, and the crowds all around you are almost bedazzling. And those of you native to Marcera, this is completely new. Langin will guide you through the throng of people onto a waiting train, relatively close to the front of the whole thing. Inside, you will find what is clearly an upscaled room, complete with fine furnishings, carpeted floors, and a bar, where, of all things, a construct of some sort with a fine suit and a top hat is cleaning glasses with a rag and hanging it upon a wine rack. Langin will then say, please make yourselves comfortable. We should arrive at the Royal Ward in about 15 minutes.
Aye, brother, what have they done to you?
Can I get you something?
What is your name?
Can I get you something?
Oh no.
23, I don't think he's like you.
Does he look like me? Or
No.
Core?
More core-like, without all the armor and the bedazzling.
Cool.
This is definitely
Somebody's
new.
breathing in the mic.
Michael.
This is definitely new. Just water is fine.
Pours up a glass.
He like
Bernard is going to take a moment to just kind of blink his eyes and let detect magic take over. And he is going to just scrutinize the shit out of this train, this construct, everything around him right now.
The construct is faintly magical. You can see the magic surrounding all of you and your equipment. Landrin's pike is magical, but otherwise it looks relatively mundane in here.
I'm just gonna kind of wave a hand in front of his face, like,
Can I get you something?
what? I'll ask for whatever, like, a super, like, common Marceran beverage is.
He takes water, hands it to you.
I meant like an alcoholic beverage.
probably wine. Probably some nice wine.
I'll
There's
take a wine.
He will take a wine glass with a finger pops down a little corkscrew, pops it, pours you a glass of wine, and hands it to you.
Spoiler alert, this robot's actually Inspector Gadget.
Go, gadget corkscrew.
I think this is not quite towards the standards that you and Core created 23. It's definitely a construct, but I believe it's more golem than warforged.
Yes,
I don't like it.
They don't have much of a soul, do they?
Well, I was, you all remember the story I told you, I was similar to this. I was a little more higher grade once, though, because I had to actually do, I aided a diplomat, so.
I think it's more called, I don't think it's capable of thought.
It looks like it's just more subservient.
Landrin,
Yes, sir.
what is this? If you don't mind.
That is a construct golem. Or excuse me, a servant golem.
Are not columns like warforged?
As I said a moment ago, golems are creatures that were created much in the same style as you, but they were not created to think in any capacity. They were merely created to respond to orders. They have no free will, no thought in their heads. They only respond to action.
I don't like it.
I can understand how you might feel that way with 23, but compare it to, how do I say it? Compare it to a body that the life has already left it. It doesn't have the capacity to think. It never was created with it.
I've never really took the time to speak to a stone golem, perhaps. Were they much the same?
Yes, they don't have the capacity to speak for the most part. Their entire purpose is to obey the individual who created them. They were not given free will. I know it can be odd for you to see this, 23, but this is well, not this standard. Just return our gesture towards the servant golem, but this is not uncommon in certain magical practices. Iron golems, stone golems, other types of golems, they were created purely to do bidding, not to think for themselves. This is why you and Cole and the other Warforged are such an amazement to be seen, as you can think for yourselves. You are a creature, a separate grade. Comparing this to you is like comparing, Renard will use a real life analogy, monkeys to humans.
I'm not a fan.
But, I mean, it's the way I see it. If they have something like this, it's almost like they're redoing the baseline for how you were made. It's quite possible maybe another 200-300 years from now there could be more of you walking around now.
There will be, we plan on it. Kevin and I were working on something, but alas. Anyways.
Way back to 23. Just maybe...
sorry.
No, I'm just gonna kind of try and console 23 because I get the feeling this would be very uncomfortable.
It's essentially the equivalent of like if you saw a human just standing there that was completely mindless.
Yeah. Which is why Tempest is just kind of like, maybe let's go over here and don't look at it.
So tranquil.
A tranquil is actually a good way to put it.
Yeah, it is.
Tranquil still have the capacity to think.
That's true.
They can make their own decisions.
That's
They
true,
have
but
free
it's probably equally unnerving, I would say.
After a few moments, a loud whistle blows from the front of the train, and immediately you all feel the wheels begin to turn along the track as the chugging of forward motion gives a sense of movement. It does not move especially quickly, but inevitably grinding on. As the minutes grind by, about 15 or so come, you're able to hear the squealing of brakes as the train will eventually come to a stop. A few more moments will pass before the door you entered into pops open, revealing the grand vista of the Royal Ward. Some of you are actually relatively familiar with this location. Your immediate surroundings are a small awning overhead to prevent rain from falling down, with two brightly lit braziers emitting soft heat and a line of benches. Past that, you could see magnificent manors and mansions, along with absolutely clean streets, clean air, and only a few people walking about, gazing at you with a bit of curiosity before carrying on with their day. Overhead, is the bright spires of Elnasia Castle, the jewel of Marcera and its banners looking absolutely regal in the mid-morning sun. Landrin will waste no time or words, only gesturing for all of you to follow him. Going up the route, you pass by a familiar sight, Reynard. Is your home. However, you walk past it, the path winding up, going through 3 more checkpoints before you enter into a wide open palace gates and into the castle itself. A long, wide hallway goes straight up goes straight and inclines upward slightly before you, though before long, Landry will pull you off to an antechamber a few steps in, where you can see a 3/4 box set of desks and benches circulating about a wide, well-lit stone chamber, decorated with portraits, paintings, and potted plants, and swept with brooms that float about magically on the floor. Sitting at all of these desks are well-dressed noblemen and women, only one of whom is recognizable to any of you. And I will bring up the picture. That's the wrong one. Who is sitting at one of the off tables, his hands folded across his desk, and just seems to be watching all of you intently. Landrin will then speak. Ladies and gentlemen of the House of Nobles, I present to you the adventuring company, Mist Fortune. And he will step back and wait.
I will go to customs and I will bow respectfully towards the nobles.
Of them all, one man will speak. Stern features, heavy bearded face, brown hair, very thick bushy eyebrows. It is wonderful to finally meet all of you. I am the Lord High Speakin, Adorlin Miller. Welcome back to Marcera. For some of you. To others, welcome to Marcera. We are thankful that you all have arrived. Your arrival was expected, though surprising considering your reputation for traveling to the farthest reaches. We have had reports from the Vale, spoken to people, but we would like to hear it from the dragon's mouth, so to speak. What happened in Edania? And what do you expect that will impact us here?
I didn't have much time to prepare for this, son of a bitch.
Neither did I.
Does
I
anyone
gotta
look like they
speak
mean to step forward at this point? Because if not, Reynard is going to step forward.
I'll try. I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to be truthful, so.
I was about to say, Tippus is just kind of looking around, just like, oh god, this is what the inside of the castle looks like.
I mean,
Or
actually,
can. It's up
Or it's
to
pretty diplomatic.
Well, this is not necessarily a persuasion check. This is more of just who wants to tell this information and what are we going to tell them.
yeah.
Considering Cor was not there from the beginning, Cor will not tell it.
Yeah.
But she could go up and
Sure.
introduce the party. She would bow, flourish, and be like, "Thank you very much for the summons." You know, that sort of bardly introduction before handing it off to someone else.
If you want, like, we could like tag team it. Like that way, we can kind of give our like varied information that is still truthful, but that way. If once we start talking, if one of us thinks that maybe something shouldn't be said, we have that opportunity to, like, you know.
Reynard will just pass really on the shoulder, start looking for us. Just like, I think I can handle this.
Cor is an honest person. She would probably not lie about anything.
I wouldn't lie either, honestly. That's why I'm worried about if I have to go up there. I'll tell them everything.
Hi, nobles of the court. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance. For those of you I'm not familiar with, others. It is good to see you again. You may be familiar with me. My name is Reynard Montelier. Youngest son of the House Montelier. and currently member of Misfortune, the Adventuring Charter that was responsible for ending the threat at the Adanian Vale with the aid of the army of Crimson Witch. May they rest in peace where they died. The story is as
a few eyes just kind of shift to Robert before they look back to you.
The story is quite simple. While we were visiting Baowick, we came into employ of Lady Anastasia from there. She made us known that the Adanian Vale had come under some form of protection and inhibitants that prevented any form of communication from coming out via magical means, and also that trade caravans were being attacked and nothing was coming down towards Katoon, nor was anything reaching its destination that was coming up to the north. We decided to investigate. When we arrived there, we found, for lack of a better term, an army that was being marshaled in the name of, well, the Five-Headed Tyrant, under the banner of a hobgoblin named Azul Kal. They marched across the Vale, destroying everything in their way before they were finally stopped at the Battle of Crimson Witch, at which point us, and now we're just around to every single member of Misfortune who did their part, decided to make a play into the mountains and put an end to it once and for all. You all may have seen the light show that occurred a little over a year ago now, when the mountain was destroyed after a feat of magic, for lack of better terms, blew it to smithereens. The Red Hand threat has been ended, at least as far as we are aware. All the leaders were killed, and the forces largely scattered. Whatever was left is a pale comparison of what was there. Is there anything else that you have questions about from that?
And he will look towards another gentleman in there who, Renard, it's not true. Renard, you probably have seen him, though you very likely have not met him directly. This particular gentleman is a very venerable, ancient-looking mage. But he is the Lord High Mage and the Archmage of Enchantment and the Dean.
Very much the kind of guy I'm on good terms with, I know.
And the Dean of the Conservatory. It seems unlikely that any mage, a hobgoblin especially, would be capable of levying such magic. Clearly there is something else going on here.
There was an artifact recovered from the mountain before it was destroyed. An artifact that goes by the name of the Wellspring. This was the item in question.
His eyes widen at that.
This is the item in question that was being used to their nefarious ends. Thankfully, it has been recovered and it is currently in safe hands.
And by safe hands, I assume to mean yours.
Reynard will just kind of leave that hanging in the air for a brief moment.
Incredible. For such a magical artifact to exist in itself is problematic, but for it to have fallen in the hands of monsters such as this Red Hand is unfortunate indeed. It is good to know that there are still adventurers and those loyal to the crown who are capable of fighting against these threats. And he will look back to the Lord Speaker. I see. And that is all you have to report.
Renard very seriously contemplates how he wants to phrase the next bit because he doesn't want to know how much he wants to say, but he will, after a moment of thinking, just think, we do know the goal of the Red Hand, and that was to use the Wellspring to breach a hole through the Divine Gate. We do know that something came through from the other side.
He gives you a serious look, as if to continue.
Unfortunately, much more than that, we are not sure how much we can even say.
We have suspected as much. We have heard reports of increasing activity in Ishinorn over the last 6 months, and it seems Darkon has returned to our plane once again.
Reynard just blinks blankly at that. Would that be a history check to see if I remember what the hell this is? Did we study this in class?
Oh,
Yes.
can I do that as well?
27.
Oh, never mind.
I think he's
27.
fine.
Darkon is a astral dominion, a demi-plane that occasionally pops in and out of reality in Marcera, supplanting a different part of the world called Halcedrum inside Ishanorn. Comes and goes.
Lol, what?
In Marcera?
Or they know about it. It pops up in Ishanorn
Oh, okay.
in a land called Halcedrum.
Okay. I thought you were saying it popped up in Marcera. I was like, what?
That's what I thought.
No, you're not suddenly entering a domain of dread. Surprise!
Okay.
I was like,
Suddenly
boom!
the poor quarter just gets a lot worse, guys.
Someone just having a nice dinner, they're just transported to the plane of despair.
It just happens.
Reports that we've encountered and reports from the Adanian Vale would likely corroborate that forces of the Silent Dark may have crossed over from the Divine Gate.
There are a lot of hushed whispers at this.
And I was really contemplating not telling them, but I also realized we told Lord Jarmath, so the Adanian Vale knows, so they're going to learn before sooner or later. So just tell them now.
We have been aware of that, which is partly why you have seen the increased security measures throughout the city.
Indeed.
We are working hard to maintain our vigilance. And to that end, and he will gesture towards a couple of the guards who will then walk up towards Tempest and Roman.
Fuck! I fucking knew it!
I'm gonna keep my cool.
Gentlemen, they require files of your blood.
Of my blood.
Unexpected.
And what is this for?
You all...
Any-
Sorry, Razar was going to explain right there now because it might sound better coming from a friendly face. You all, in your time traveling with us, you have started to partake in the practice of magic. All magical wielders in the Empire of Reichvale are required to have a donation of blood so that you can be tracked at all times. I've told you all this before.
I'm familiar with the law. Just sorry, I'm not used to being a magic user.
Unfortunately, we can't withdraw from the Warforged, so you're on the honor system.
Ah!
It's just oil.
23 absolutely says it out loud, right?
I hope he does.
Oh, I did. 100%. 100%.
I'll just look at you and be like, "Oh, shut up."
It's better than just like having a cheese grater just like rubbed on your face to get some like into a small little vial.
Little shavings.
Just a little vial of like magnesium or something.
Hashtag Warforged privilege.
Roman
I'll
would
just-
probably, Roman would probably lean to Tempest like he's probably talking about the core, not.
I'm aware 23 is not exactly magically competent.
To which one of the mages will walk over. Extend a hand, please.
I extend the hand.
They will mutter a spell, and a little cuts over your finger. And as you twist your hand over, blood will drip into it. A few
My
moments will
blood's
pass. It'll seal. Your blood, it's red.
I was hoping for something cool.
Yes. And the same thing will be done to Roman if he allows it.
Yep, I'll extend my left hand to do it.
So I will ask this just out of curiosity. Do these vials look familiar to them?
I see.
These are regular glass files
Okay.
right now. They have not been put in their specialized containers yet. Very well. And then I must ask, what brings you all to Marcera?
It was time to come home. Some of us. The rest of us I can't speak for, but considering what we've heard, a tournament and the prize for it.
Yes, we are currently arranging that. And he will gesture towards another member of the thing. Where is she? Our Lord High Patron, Alessandra. And she will smile and stand up. Very full-bodied woman. Bright red hair. Very polite smile. Yes, well, we are organizing something of a tournament for y'all. Got a big prize this year. Donated by our Lord High Patron himself.
Wait, you said y'all for us specifically, or
Well, not
I'm confused.
y'all, be inclusive.
Yes,
It's just
All
The
y'all.
royal y'all.
it's a turn of phrase, Cole.
I see. I'm not familiar.
Well, our Lord High Mage Well, he's retiring soon, and of course his time, if you don't mind my saying, he's done and collected quite a few items of power in his time. And he felt it appropriate to give up one that he just didn't seem to need no more.
That's incredibly generous.
You could. Yes, I'm sure you could do a lot with. What is the reward exactly?
Oh, it's a ring of wish.
You could do a lot with that, sir. I'll kind of look over at the Lord High Mage.
Yeah.
Does not respond.
Roman will kind of butt in at that and be like, I mean, if you're gonna retire, unless it's, like of your own volition, wouldn't you just use the wish to like make yourself young again? Then you can just keep going.
Reynard actually closes his eyes and sighs like that was an incredibly rude thing to say.
Even Tempest is like, oh man, that was extremely rude.
Cerulean just looks at the ceiling, just.
When Tempest is educating you on your manners, you got a problem.
I'm just saying, as a man who's died before, I didn't want to put off
Not
the
particularly sure you are familiar with the methods of magic as a novice such as you, but chronomancy like that is not easy to accomplish, even with wish.
Got it.
Told you bad at magic.
No, I called him a novice.
Oh, I was whispering that. Sorry.
I was a teacher. I know when people are whispering.
Factual.
Everybody. Yeah.
This is going just like everyone expected it would.
I apologize for our compatriots here. They are not used to an environment such as this.
There is a little moment of awkward silence before the Lord Speaker will speak, then say, "That is all. Thank you." To which you hear, "Lord Speaker, if I may." To which Robert will then speak. "I would like to see you at home before the day ends." And he looks directly at Reynard.
Reynard does not say anything. He just turns and moves to leave.
What an awkward time to do that.
That's awful.
That was on
Karen does
purpose. That was definitely
yeah.
on purpose.
That was a power play.
I give the council one last bow of respect, and I will say, "My lords," and I will head out.
I will copy it.
Or will also similarly bow, but it's more flourishy, like draw the cape to the side kind of thing.
23.
I won't try that.
Just leave.
I don't try the flourish, but I bow as well.
All right. Landrin will then bring you all out of the gates, and he will hand one of you a certificate. It looks to be the ability to pass through several of the checkpoints without any issue, although it looks like you cannot get through the royal gates unless you are escorted, nor can you cross over the Dragon Mirror for now.
Did Landon give me my parking pass back?
Yes.
Okay,
Not that it
good.
did anything, but yes, he did.
Hey, that's like an old piece of paper.
There's a
Park and take
library
this-
that would pay you a handsome sum for that.
Yeah, I'll keep it. I will take also the checkpoint papers.
It restricts you to the high mark ward, the in the middle mark wards, and the dock ward to get back to your ship. You cannot cross the bridge yet.
Industrial ward?
So we just have one pass for the whole group.
Yes.
Looks like we're stuck together.
Why can't we cross the bridge? Renaud. Or Cerulean.
Oh, they like the control, if I had to say.
Do I know why we can't cross the bridge?
This is new. That's totally new.
Yeah.
The other side of the river was never the nicest part of town, but to restrict access entirely seems different.
That is, I'll just say that, and I'll just say that's also new. Normally we're allowed to just go, but to cut it off entirely seems a bit odd.
You know what that is.
What?
Suspicious.
Yes. I'm sticking with my logic. The nobles seem to have decided to control a little bit more than they used to.
Yes, it does seem a little that way, doesn't it?
DM question: am I from that side of the city?
I thought you were from the dock ward.
it kind of changed. Not to give out back stuff, but I don't know where.
I have to reread. Last I read, you were part of the dock ward.
I would say it's like I don't know where with a guard salary. I don't know where that would put me.
You can go anywhere, really.
I was about to say, we can bribe a lot of people with what we got.
Not.
He said, hopefully.
Let's not do that. Well, to some of us, we're home now. Is there any place you'd like to go?
I want
Anywhere
to.
but home.
Well, that's fair.
What time of day is it currently?
Mid-morning, getting to afternoon, about lunchtime.
Okay, so Renard's got some time if he wants to ignore his father as much as possible. Not that I figured that's what he would do.
That was the most insightful that Tempest has ever been.
11:59.
I rolled a nat 20 on that.
All right. And as you all depart from the castle and make your way into Marcera proper, is where we're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 15 minutes, guys.
Ready.
Out on the hour.
Woohoo, I get to go eat food.
And welcome back. So, as you sit outside the gates of the royal castle in Marcera, where would you all like to go? What would you all like to do?
This seems as good a time as any, maybe to explore on our own. What do you all think?
Kind of
I
can't.
would say yes, but considering we only have one certificate, Roman has a point. We can't go off on our own.
Go ahead.
I'll say that was my plan, is to go across the bridge, which I guess I can't do, and go there by myself, which I guess I can't do. So,
Would you like to come with me?
where are you going?
I was thinking the industrial world. There's probably ways. There used to be ways inside. I wonder if
Tempest!
What?
You don't need to get in trouble already.
That's
I-
exactly what I was going to say.
I have a shopping.
You
Have a
just shopped
shopping.
I have a thing. I have one need.
You just shopped in Baywick.
I know this is for something else. I have things I need.
Anyway, fine.
Well,
Go find your things.
If you need help looking for anything, 23, I'd be happy to put off going home as long as possible. So just
11:59 p.m. That is the goal.
I
If
was thinking of going home for dinner, but yes, I'm putting it off until then.
Right.
if you guys don't mind, at some point, I'd like to go see my family.
I mean, I assume you'd want to see them without us.
I can't travel there without you guys. Plus, it wouldn't hurt to introduce you. I'm sure they've heard.
I mean, if you're not ashamed of us, certainly.
Of course not.
Well,
Why would I-
we'll see what we can do about being able to travel around the district as freely as we thought. Next time we come to a border checkpoint, let me see if I can't talk them just a little bit.
To do what?
To see if I might be able to, not finagle getting us anywhere we want, but at the very least getting us through without having to show the certificate for all of us.
It might be nice if we could travel as individuals rather than as an entire pack.
Yeah, or at least in a couple small groups. But if you use your highborn status to try and figure out a way to get across the bridge, that would be appreciated.
Well, I don't know about getting across the bridge. Getting over there might not be the hard part. It might be getting back is the thing you have trouble with. As you all have seen now, my father is the Lord High Exchequer of the city, so
He called you out really awfully. He's your father,
he is not one to beat around the bush.
obviously.
I have an idea on how to get across. If we don't go across the bridge, this is a strictly Miyako thing, possibly a Tempest thing, we go under the water.
That brings me back to what I was trying to show you in Baywick.
Careful, there's sharks. Can't you see them on the map?
Are there sharks in the...
There
There
are
are.
actually, there is actually a shadow of a shark on the
Put a
map.
shark.
Look at
I
that
was,
big old shark right
I
there.
was like, uh-oh.
Zoe pointed that out to me. I'm like, Zoe, I love your attention to detail. It is something special.
I'll punch a shark.
I can see you punching a shark, actually. But what if it's a megalodon?
if we want to get some shopping done first, just because that should be the easiest, I could tell you where you might find it, and then visiting Cerulean's family, I would much prefer doing that to visiting my own.
Well, I could wait, perhaps put off breaking the law for a little longer.
I don't know if they know you by face value, Renard. If you don't, I'm sure they'll be fine either way, but if you don't want me to drop your last name, I won't.
It's more just, I would rather meet your family than spend time with mine.
No, that's fair. I just figured if you didn't want, any unnecessary questions thrown your way.
I'm sure there won't be any issues.
Okay, just thought I'd ask. And while I'm talking with that, I kind of want to glance around. I want to see. I want to see what the style is now, like what everyone's wearing.
Damn it!
Well, why doesn't
I knew this question was coming eventually.
As you all are making your way through the city, why doesn't everybody just make general perception checks, just as you all are looking about and seeing what there is to see?
Perception.
Perception.
Where is
How is it Core has the worst eye for fashion here?
I see everything.
Okay, so in
Core's
order of
not-
appearance, I'm sorry.
Core's not paying attention to that. I think Core's just overwhelmed by how much
So-
this has changed.
What sticks out most to Reynard, Core, and Roman is the disparity in the city between the districts, the rich and the poor. It sticks out like a sore thumb, far more than you ever envisioned it ever being, and definitely not quite this bad. Something that Tempest hears out of the corner of his ear as you all are perusing down the Middlemark Ward is somebody utters in a crowd, "Inhuman scum."
Uh-oh.
You don't hear. I immediately pick up on it.
It's a crowd
Is
of
it-
people. It's hard to tell exactly who said it, but there is definitely a few eyes looking at you with disdain.
I'll just kind of narrow my eyes. I won't say anything, but I'll keep walking.
Okay. As you all proceed down the way, I believe you're making your way towards Adventure with Advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would that be a new store, or is that
It's been there for a while. Yeah.
so I would know how to navigate to it?
What
Yeah.
ward is that in?
It's in the Middlemark Ward, Lower Middlemark. You know what? Let's bring
Lower
up a
Middlemark,
map of where you guys are and what to see.
Oh, damn, there's regional area
Maps
maps.
within maps.
It's a giant fucking city, guys. Welcome to the capital.
Mapception.
What we're doing?
Oh, it's highlighted.
Still
Oh,
impressive.
no, actually, no. It's actually a true map.
There we go.
Like arm in a keg. Ah!
Oh, there's so. Oh, hold. Search for puns, everyone. Search for puns.
Oh, they're there.
Single
Don't
one of them's
worry.
a pun. You know
They're
this
there.
is going to be the way it
Less
is.
There's less puns in this one.
Oh, look, fancy that costuming. I wonder where we could be going to get, nice outfits.
All
Look
right.
how close Connor got to the screen trying to read every single one of those letters.
I'm looking for him. I'm looking for him.
Dude, there's like 5 names. Calm down.
No, there's not.
There's more outside in the gray.
Oh, okay, you're right. There's the conservatory. Okay,
You can
fine,
see
then.
someone's house.
The store you're looking for sits inside a kind of a shady alley marked with a tall pillar of carved crystal and some sort of faintly translucent pinkish purple material. During the day, Reynard and all of you at least familiar with this, a skinny purple-skinned imp statuette sits holding a sign that reads "Adventure with Advantage" and an arrow pointing down the alley. At night, the pillar remains, but the imp statue mysteriously vanishes. Only to return this morning.
Cerulean goes to look at Renard. It's like, "Wait, was that always? Oh, wait, no, you're right.
I can't believe I forgot about it.
It just,
How do you forget something like that?
I don't know, but like, did it always look like that? I feel like it's changed.
I feel like our experiences have changed us for it.
Maybe. And just in case Cerulean doesn't really reach forward, and, like taps the top of it.
So really, Reynard just have like a little existential crisis about this. We just don't understand it.
The meta is real. Okay. Tink, tink. The statue.
He looks just a little unnerved.
Coming around the front, you see a storefront that looks pretty conventional. A square stone wall chamber with some shelves, countertop, and a thing full of knickknacks. Behind it is a purple curtain, kind of drawn closed, and you can hear somebody in a kind of somewhere between masculine and feminine voice humming a tune.
Well, 23, this is the story you wanted.
Knock.
Not sure why, but here it is.
I have things. Is it so hard to believe that I have things that I need?
That
No,
would
I was
be-
more just referring to the state of the store, 23. It's. I understand you're alone edge up to the servant golem. It's okay.
Anyways, Callus or Callus?
Kalis.
Callus!
That was a lot of names.
Burke! And
Say again?
she said, hold on 1 second,
Okay.
Burke.
Okay.
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Not a common phrase to Marcera. Burke is generally a idiom / derogatory / term of endearment from people who are not native to Marcera. In fact, it is a particular form of dialect native to somebody who is from Sigil.
Oh.
But out pops an elf, of all things. Bright green eyes, blonde hair, bright smile.
She's too happy.
Very tall, but at the same time, not sure if male or female.
Are you Callus?
I am. What can I do for you? Ooh, construct.
Yep. Still take offense to that term.
Oh, you can talk. Are you Warforged?
We are Warforged, yes.
Hello, pleasure to meet you.
I am 23, this is Core.
Nice to meet you. I'm Kalis. Oh man, Modrons ain't got shit on you.
If those are the things you're referring to in the trains.
No.
Okay.
There's not.
Anyways,
Modrons are well, they're different. Anyway, how about the rest of you?
Just here for my friend.
I'm just here for them. Cerulean.
Nice to meet you.
Oh yes, Tempest.
Roman.
Roman.
Reynard
okay.
is already perusing the store for wares.
Okay.
that's Renard.
On the shelves itself, you can see what looks to be a lot of simple carved wooden toys that are very slightly infused with magic to animate themselves. A horse will rear up and whinny. A soldier will swing his sword, etc. Knickknacks and stuff.
I immediately reach up and take the soldier that swings its sword, and I'm just kind of looking at it like, I am going to give you to Tamari for her to terrorize.
It's 10 gold. You see a polished, smooth stone, enchanted with a little bit of minor magic, according to the stone, that says it's a sleep aid. Over the table, it restores 1 extra hit die per long rest when a PC sleeps with it inside their pillow or bedroll.
Convenient.
You can see glow sticks. Literally what they... Yeah, rave sticks. There's something there called a confidence charm. It's a simple copper amulet inlaid with a small precious stone. It says it'll give you confidence, which means advantage on 1 persuasion, intimidation, or deception roll. On a long rest, it recharges.
I'm actually kind of curious.
Actually, on a long rest, you have to roll a d10. On a 1, it loses its charge, but
Does it require attunement?
does not.
I'm curious.
How much is that going?
150 gold.
Yeah, where's the handout for this? Is there a wares tab?
Not in this one.
Oh, fuck.
Because they're specialty goods.
Special goods. They change from day to day. There's also something there called Sailor's Luck. This wooden amulet made from driftwood taken from the shoreline. When worn, it will give any sailor advantage on a single check once per long rest, so long as that check relates in some way to their duties aboard their ship.
That's a good Roman thing.
That's good for any of us.
It does not require attunement.
Sweet.
We're all sailors now, guys.
Meh.
We're
I
air
was-
sailors.
I resent that.
There's
Airmen.
also magical ammunition, elemental spark, firecracker, stun, and explosive. You also see dusts of disappearance, elemental gems, a bead of force, periapt of health, and a bag of holding.
How much?
Additionally, there are magical enchantments available. A +1 enchantment, a change appearance enchantment, and an elemental infusion enchantment. Additionally, there are translation services available. Also, she can assist you with locating objects and powerful items if it is necessary, according to the log of stuff.
Oh.
So the price for this.
Log. How much is an elemental gem of wind? Air.
500 GP.
Is that just one that like summons an air elemental? Is that what that does? I should look that up.
Lake knows what it is, but it does not know if this is the
Yes,
exact same one.
they have. She has one of each, and it works as the conjure elemental. So,
I
You
will.
crush it, and it's a one-time cast conjure elemental spell.
I'm gonna hover over that for a little bit.
Renard is going to hover over a few things here. The periapt of help, would that be considered attunement in this game as well?
yes.
Damn.
Oh, wait, it is? I got one from mine, and I never had to attune to it.
Double checking my notes. Fairly certain I put it on my attunement list.
That's usually attunement.
To be fair, that was early on. That was around the werewolf thing when I almost got lycanthropy.
Damn, that was early.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Yes.
is it not in my compendium? I don't even have that on my list of magical items.
You just
That was
break
right. That was right after the first time Roman died.
Yeah, we began our adventure by Roman deaths.
I was like, are we really segmenting our sessions based on Roman deaths?
According to my notes, I did not mark that as attunement.
Oh.
I thought I had.
So Renard is looking at that. He's looking at the little, basically animated soldier, and he's looking at the sleep aid.
A clockwork toy and the sleeping aids are 10 gold apiece.
Sure.
And you said the persuasion amulet was 150.
Yes. And
Okay, I'll take it.
periapt of health is 500.
I'll take that too.
Okay.
I'll take the persuasion amulet.
Is
Aren't you all just the nicest bunch of people spending all this kind of money on me?
Yeah.
And she'll take it all.
is the gem kind of like rough? Is it like a nice gem?
Which gem are you? Which
the
elemental
gem
do you
of
want?
elemental power air?
It is a blue sapphire.
Bed's been cut already.
Yes.
Maybe I'll do something with that. Okay, I'll grab that.
500 gold.
Yep.
Yeah, we recently saved the world. It's not a big deal anyways. We have money now.
Which world?
This one.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
don't have to tell anyone that 23. Remember how I said don't share everything?
That's a good one to share.
They seem like a nice individual.
But-
Anyways. If you know,
I'm looking around.
do you know a Cetarian?
Cetarian. Oh, yes. No, very eccentric. Yep.
Yeah, very eccentric. Oh my god, I just went to southern.
Very eccentric.
Very eccentric gnome. Yes, very eccentric gnome. He, I'm getting something for him. I am looking for, Skyrite wire and wiring. Yeah, Kyrite wiring and a metal Kyrite infuser.
Ooh. Let me go and check the back room. I'll be right back.
We won't
Xerix,
steal
look over
anything.
them. And that that statue of the imp that you all have been seeing is floating just behind you, reappearing from its invisibility. There.
We won't.
Ah!
Renard immediately checks his pockets.
Everything's there. Don't worry, I didn't take nothing of yours.
Were you the statue?
No, I'm a imp.
Cerulli just looks kind of scared over to Renard, and he just melts. I'm so confused.
Not all imps are the same, Cerulean. Jeez.
Well, don't worry about it. It's a confusing time.
Why
What's so
is he
confusing?
from New Jersey?
No, he's from
Forget about it.
Fayettenport. All of my devils are from New Jersey.
Joyzy.
So are tieflings. Just
What? Why is it confusing times?
I don't
Okay.
know, which makes it confusing.
All right, fair enough.
I'm confused by your commentary.
Don't worry, most people are. And she will pop out with what looks to be almost like a metal cylinder with a single cylinder inside of it, made of a very fine purple gem, about a number 2 pencil in length in width. All right, here's your Kyrat infuser. Be careful with that. And some copper Kyrat wiring, and she will pull out a single spool. Sink. All I got.
I'm sure. I don't know how much she needs. Anyways, how much for that?
The infuser is going to be a little bit expensive. I'm sorry. It's hard to find Kyrat these days, if y'all don't mind.
It's understandable.
Yeah, it's going to cost you about 4,000.
Oh.
Oh my.
Let me check my funds.
Kyrat's really rare.
Also, Beth, what was that amulet called again?
Radioactive health?
No, the one with the persuasion.
influencer.
Oh,
The charismatic thing.
I think it's like a stone of confidence or something.
Confidence charm.
Confidence charm. Okay, thank you. Confidence charm.
Yeah, I'm just for double checking. I did take the Periapt, I did take the stone aid, the sleep aid, and I did take the soldier, the animated soldier.
Not that I. What?
Huh?
Not that I don't trust you, Kalis. Bernard, is this approximately about that? Would that cost this much?
Would I even know that?
Kyrat's been hard to get ever since you were here.
Yeah.
Kyrat's expensive.
23 Kyrat's not easy to get your hands on, regardless. It's always been expensive.
I just want to make sure I'm not getting played. And it's no offense to you, Kalis, but I'm just.
I'm not the type to play people.
I don't think you are, but you never know
Would-
these days.
Would I kind of make a history check to know what the reputation of the store would be in Marcera? Like, is it known for being fair and giving good deals, or is there like a markup on it, or
Make it your check.
roll good, Renard? No, never. Not with intelligence. That's a 12.
Hit or miss. Some people think that she's ripping him off. Others think she's just a little eccentric. What makes her more unique is that she just always has new stuff. It all like her inventory rotates, and the things she gets are sometimes it's just stuff you don't find.
Would I know anything about her connections potentially?
Mm-mm.
Okay, just checking.
Anyways,
Made that
alright.
sound serious.
Yeah, 23. I don't know, but I can't imagine where else you might find it in the city, or you would not find it much cheaper than that. I have to guess.
Actually, would I know if my associates ever found some Kyrite stuff? Would I maybe be able to find something better?
You haven't been talked to your associates in a few years.
Well, I'm talking about like historically, did we deal in?
I don't
such
think you guys ever
things?
needed it with it. No.
That's fair. I just thought I might think about it.
Kyrite was is a curiosity that the conservatory used from time to time.
Okay.
It's only recently becoming used as a method of inlaying arcane magical circuits.
Makes sense.
Right. I appreciate this. I will
What
use.
kind of magitech are you making?
We are doing stuff.
Wait. What is that? What Magitech?
Oh, that's what we're calling it. Yeah.
That like the
Is that what the trains run on?
the train.
Well, y'all not from here.
No, we just saved the world.
A few of us are, but it wasn't here when we left.
Oh,
Been
you're,
gone a few years.
you're really new to town.
Cool. Second time we saved the world. High five.
Oh yeah, a lot of the technology that's coming runs on something they call magitech. It's kind of like this weird combination of, well, magic and technology.
What a good terminology then.
You know, you seem like an individual who'd be smart to talk to about that. So apparently, it came from trading with not Ishnorn,
The other word.
Scathos.
Yeah.
Kathos, yes. So
Well, it came out of nowhere, that's for sure.
who came here bringing it to us? Did they say what they wanted? Is that spread around?
Oh, some elf, blue elf of all things. I think a moon elf, I think they're called.
Blue.
Yeah, almost like you, darling. A little more accentuated. She got some nice hips.
How long did it take to build this entire thing?
It's almost done overnight.
Overnight?
I go away for a couple of days, I come back, boom, train.
You go in where?
Well, what?
You said you go in for a couple of days.
No,
I
it's not.
go away from time to time.
Oh, go away. I thought you said go in.
It just popped up within a few days. It's
Well,
impressive.
metaphorically speaking, I guess. It probably took like a couple months at least.
No.
Anyway, they worked on it real quick.
Oh, I will buy this.
All right.
So 4,000 gold.
What kind of magic deck you running?
It is.
You know, we didn't even know what that word meant. We're interested in Kyrite.
It is
Uh-huh.
for Cetarian.
Oh,
All right. Well,
dang it.
he's a goofball. Good luck with him then.
Thank you. Was the how much was the wire as well?
Included in the 4,000.
Okay, I appreciate it.
See, much better price. 2 for 1.
There you go.
Did we actually buy the bag of holding? Because we kind of need that.
No, we
have
got one.
Yeah, we have one.
You were gifted one.
Excellent.
You could have another. They're always handy.
How much?
How
does that
expensive
cost?
was it?
If you put them together,
Black
Somebody
hole.
dies,
You can cast teleport.
a
but only once.
bag of holding is
2,500?
It was 4,000 before.
Oh, was that what it was? Oh, gross.
That's what it was up there. This is a little more central place, so it might be cheaper.
That place was
bag of holding
freaking awful.
is 500 gold here.
Jesus! Fuck!
Wow.
What a freaking discount!
Well, Roman's gonna throw 500 on the counter.
Fuck, I wish I would have known that. I would have bought that too, sure.
Slightly
Damn!
used.
Well,
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna
It's
instantly
worth
be. Go ahead.
yeah, as I was worried I left my coin behind, but
I'm gonna warn y'all right now. Do not, and I repeat, do not put your bags of holding together.
I heard they could.
They'll suck you into the astral plane. Don't do that.
One-time teleport.
No. Well, I guess it kind of is a one-way teleport, but not the one you want. And you do not want to go to the astral sea. It is a shithole to get Yankee suck.
I'm
Have you been there?
Huh?
Have you been there?
Well, no, you hear a lot of things.
I'm just gonna be muttering under my breath, like those jerks up in Baywick. They thought they could charge us 4,000 gold for this.
I don't even know. Think about how far they are away from here.
And to be fair,
I
Marcel,
have direct access to a great market, otherworldly, you might say.
yeah, Sterling looks like he's about to say something, and then he just points towards just that.
Fair enough. Good to know.
All right. Roman, are you gonna be keeping track of your own bag of holding?
Yeah.
Or do okay.
I think that's just his bag of holding now.
Yep.
It is.
100%.
If he gets another one, he
things
can
to
make
go
a.
into it. Just let me know. But
All right. Well,
Double the capacity.
I
Anything
appreciate.
else?
No, I'm fine. I think we've pretty much cleared you out for the day.
Oh, no, I still got lots of stuff. And I refill all the time. And your bowman over there, he hasn't taken any of my ammunition.
I've already got. I'll point at my quiver, which has 20 things of magical arrows. I'm like, I'm good.
Oh, honey. You know what? Okay. I ain't gonna say nothing mean about nobody.
Do you have any extra magical arrows?
I happen to have quite a few. And she will point out, I have ammo that can add 1 extra point of damage in a chosen element for a successful hit. Does a minimum amount of damage, but creates a loud bang and crackling sound that lasts for 1 minute. On a successful hit, roll a 1d20. On a 20, the ammo will stun the target. And detonates on a successful hit for an extra 1d6 fire damage to the target plus anyone in a 15-foot radius.
Oh, you
Ooh,
have
bomb
trick
arrows.
arrows. You don't have like magic arrows. You have trick arrows.
Is there an arrow with a boxing glove on it?
Yes, right here.
Here.
What about?
Come here, Biff.
Do Do you have any
One-
healing arrows? That would be interesting.
Oh, that way when Roman accidentally shoots, or so when Tempest accidentally shoots us in the back,
Whoa.
Exactly.
we can
That's what I
get
was
healed.
thinking.
I take so much offense to that.
You know,
totally-
occasionally, whatever. I don't care. Anyway, these ones that have like a little bit of a distraction. What are those worth? The firecracker ones or whatever they're called.
I'm looking at a thing. It's 10 gold per 5.
I'll take. So I have a quiver. Do I have like capacity for like these as well?
No.
Is there a bigger quiver here?
You don't need a bigger quiver. It's not a capacity. I'm not going to kill you for wearing
Okay.
4,000 arrows.
Okay. Well, I will
Just
only
assume
take.
you have ammunition.
I will take 10 of these, like whatever they're called, arrows.
All right, that'll be 20 gold.
Okay. I'll take 10. I'll take those.
Okay.
What are they called?
Firecracker arrows.
All right.
They only do 1 damage, but they create a loud bang and crackling sound that lasts for a minute.
Oh, they're not going to be used for damage.
Well, good. I'd hope not.
I got what you were laying down. I know what these are for.
I'm sure you'll see us again.
Oh, I have no doubt.
All right. Call, you've been quiet. Do you need anything?
Not really. I'm more excited about going to buy clothes for being fancy.
Ooh, that actually reminds me. When we did those perception check, did I see anything when it came to the style of current?
Ah, yes. I'm sorry. Most people here are dressed in the seasonal colors of autumn, so you see a lot of browns, grays, oranges, greens here or there. Not terribly unfamiliar with your family's colors.
Hey,
With the ladies, tunics seem to be in fashion, along with very flowing pants. With the men, very pompously looking, puffed out sleeves, shoulders, frilled pants. But not a lot of people in this particular section are wearing the creme de la creme. The middle mark words are your upper middle class citizens.
I know someone who can get me a line for the actual info that I need to. Plus, I had an idea for something, but we'll see what happens. Anyway,
Okay. And as you all depart from Adventure of the Vanish, she'll say, "Now have a good time, Bucks."
I still don't know what that is. All right.
It basically means people who aren't from the city.
so
No. It's not from Marcera. People who aren't from where she's from.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
an
I'm so sorry.
extra planar term.
I'm so sorry. I misunderstood what you said earlier.
Yeah. If you couldn't tell, but I think with some of your context, given her accent, sounds like she's native to Sigil.
It's a sigil.
What is Sigil?
Do you ask that in game or out of game?
Both. I don't know. I never heard of it.
I mean,
Both
if
got it.
23 asks that,
What's a sigil?
how much would Reynard know to tell him?
Make a history check.
History check, sure. We'll keep rolling this all day, and I'll keep rolling really shitty on it.
Could I?
My God.
Really and sure.
I was gonna
It wouldn't
say,
be Reynard if you rolled like shit.
Nope.
for
I think-
history check.
my roll 20 is not wanting me to roll it. Apparently, give me a sec.
It'll probably roll like 5 times now.
Yeah, I rolled it twice, so just take the first one. Oh, yay! This is great.
I don't see what it does.
I don't see it either.
Uh-oh. Roll 20.
there it is.
20.
20.
It's
Oh. Sigil is a city that
Oh,
resides
thanks.
is a city that resides in the realm of the extraplanar realm called Outland. It's literally the center of the multiverse. It is called the City of Doors, and it is said that it connects to everywhere.
like beyond the divine gate everywhere.
That's the rumor.
It's quite possible. I mean, it says you can go anywhere you want. I wouldn't be surprised.
Why would the silent dog just use that then to get through?
Maybe I assume there was probably some defense where they just couldn't leave.
With that, now at that 20, there is a ruler of Sigil who is very particular and does not let anybody she doesn't want in, including gods, has the ability to keep gods out. And she is called the Lady of Pain.
I will relay that, and I will say, I feel like, despite who they are, even if they could, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want to cross someone like that. I think they're smart enough.
The phrase, there's always a bigger fish, comes to mind.
Yep. Well, that's fun.
I mean, maybe one day you'll be able to go there.
I hope not. That sounds terrifying.
I'm kind of curious. I mean,
It's actually a pretty cool city. It's shaped like a donut.
Well, any other things that need to be done? I've got my stuff.
I would, I'm going to be completely honest. I need to get my hair trimmed. I need to go to the clothing store.
I have got to get my nails done.
Cora's excitedly clapping her hands together in anticipation for clothes shopping.
I need to go to the conservatory, so if you want to do that.
I'm actually might swing by there. I might see if there's someone there. You never know. She might be there now. Who knows? Anyway, Gore, I can introduce you to the shop head.
The shopette.
The shop head, the one that runs the shop.
Oh, yes.
She has
Good.
a name.
No, I know.
By the way, when you said she might be there, Reynard just single eyebrow.
What?
I didn't say anything.
You're giving me that eyebrow. You always give me that eyebrow when I say something.
Do I?
Most times.
I must have a tail.
It's
You said she was going to be there. Who was she?
a friend that I made at the conservatory a while ago.
Insight check.
Okay.
I trust him. He makes friends.
Oh, I know he makes friends, but is it a friend?
Is it a friend?
Oh, a lady friend.
Ooh.
I will. If that's the case, I'm definitely looking into that. I'm insight checking.
Is it a friend?
Hold on.
Reynard doesn't care. He just the terminology piqued his interest.
He hasn't brought it up before, so he's testing. Okay, you know what? Fine. I'll roll deception because it is a friend, but
Damn it!
Son of a bitch.
It's a friend.
20 charisma. She's a student at the conservatory. I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to her when I left. I just to at least see if she's still around.
All right. Well, are we going close? Are we splitting up? Or are we? I'm not getting close. I can tell you that right now.
I have no desire to go clothes shopping. I have to be honest with you all. And it may seem like I need a trim, but honestly, I would rather meet my parents this way. So I'm good as I am.
I have literally no need to get new clothes.
I have almost no interest in clothes, but I'm going because it seems like there's a trend, and you know what? I think it's a good time to be trendsetters, you know? In 23, I think you should get some clothes. It would be great.
You realize I'm like going to rip them as soon as I put them on, right?
Oh, that's fine.
They have like probably a big enlarged.
23.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Elbeth could find something for you.
To be fair, I'm technically naked.
Core's stance has changed to like finger tappingly evil. But since she has no expression on her face, you guys interpret that how you will. Exactly, she's doing that.
We just hear ting 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 ting.
Cole, what are you doing?
The train will pass by you
plotting.
as you make your way from Adventure with Advantage northward. The conservatory is closer. So Reynard is veering off. Who else is going with him?
I'll go with him.
I will veer that way simply because I'm heading more toward the industrial ward, and I do now. Can I ask if there are ways to get into the industrial ward that don't necessarily require the guards?
When you were there was a tunnel system that went underneath all of Marcera.
That makes sense.
The general entrance was on the other side of town, literally. So given entrances change all the time, you're not sure exactly where one might be. But if you were to get into the Undercity, you would have to go through the House of Repose.
Where's that? That's on the other side, isn't it? Yeah, I figured it was that big fancy church-looking building.
Crosses over.
I will have a discussion with Grenard once we hit the conservatory, or if he hesitates, I'll have a conversation then.
Okay. There is a checkpoint leading into the conservatory.
Okay.
As you flash the badge, the guards will read over it very carefully before nodding.
This is one where I do not have the certificate. I'm literally just presenting to them my certification that I belong to the conservatory.
Yep, student badge. Yeah, they'll let you in.
I'll kind of hold Renard back for just a half second before he goes in.
What?
Renard, would you be able to cast a spell on me real fast?
Cast a spell on you.
I'm going to need a lot more information than that.
I simply want a fly spell.
All right. So,
Basically, I'll kind of make sure we're out of earshot of the guards and be like, I want to get into the industrial ward, but I can get myself out with my levitate ability. I'm used to that.
so
I can't get back
have
in quickly.
2 points to that, Tempest. First of all, by doing that, I would be breaking the law because I'll be allowing you to circumvent the checkpoints. Secondly, what do you think is going to happen when the gods see you flying through the city?
I don't plan on flying to the city. I plan on going to the cliff and basically just slowly going down the cliff face.
Okay.
Are you saying this right in front of the checkpoint?
No,
No.
like I just said, I make sure we're out of earshot.
Just talking about the cops. Yeah, I'm gonna go in and rob that building.
No. I specifically said I wanted to make sure we were kind of out of earshot before this happens.
So this is our first day back in Mostera. Let's not break the law immediately.
But tomorrow.
It's like the parent that tells you you'll do it eventually, but it never comes.
I'll just kind of fine.
That's the wrong person to help you, man.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just gonna say, I will say, fine, I'm sorry I asked. And I will walk away.
All right. The main foyer to the conservatory is a large set of double doors that you are familiar with, Reynard. They are pretty much always open, but to either side are the constable's offices, essentially the gate guards. But nobody seems to bother you as you walk literally into the main courtyard of the Conservatory of the Arcane. Immediately around you, you can see the various offices to the faculty on your left. To your right, you can see through bright glass windows into the main cafeteria where you are so familiar with your eating. Across the way, you can see the main entrance to the library. People walk around you. A few eyes are turned in your general direction as they seem to regard the Warforged with a little bit of a curiosity, but nobody says anything immediate to you.
Did the Warforged come with me?
23
I did.
Oh, 23 you came with. Okay, cool.
Yep.
So his purpose here is he's going to peruse some of the stuff they have at the conservatory, because since this is the main hub of it, I imagine they have quite a few things of interest potentially for sale. He's looking to make notes of that, as well as he wants to visit Angela.
Okay. As you are making your way through the conservatory, just passing by the cafeteria, you hear a Reynard from nearby. And up runs what couldn't be more than 10 or 11 years old, an elf. Ever familiar to somebody to which you might even recognize as Silent Pianthus, the elf that you had rescued from the Aluanera forest a long time ago.
It's the girl!
Oh, look at that. Someone told me that you had come here. I didn't expect to run into you so soon.
And she just holds up the wand. Yes!
Still burning, good. That worked like a charm, I see.
Big cheese grin. 23!
Hello again, Celine. It's good to see you. You've gotten so big.
Sure. Just the question of press X to doubt on her face. What are y'all doing here? And is anybody else with you?
I think it's just me and Tori.
Everybody else went?
Yeah,
Clothes
I
shopping?
left.
Okay.
The only two of us are like, we don't care about clothes. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Just the two of us. We're in Marcera on, well, I guess business is the way you could put it, but we're here for a lot of reasons.
Oh, well, I'm gonna be an evoker.
A what?
An evoker.
An evoker. Oh, that's not me. That's Renard.
So you're studying under Angela?
Yeah, she's really nice.
Yes, she is very gifted with what she does. Why did you decide on evoking? I have an idea and understand, but was there any other reason?
She looks around. It's like a firebolt pops into her hand. It's so cool.
She's a true agent of chaos.
Good one.
Hashtag wild magic sorcerer.
Can we keep her?
Wow, look at you. You're already learning.
And she'll point at your feet. Prestidigitate! Boom! And your shoes boom, sparkle clean.
Very good.
You're learning very well.
Those are
I
very
approve.
good.
Angela always did have a way with teaching individuals who are willing to learn.
Well, I also do a little bit of illusion. Watch this.
Mhm.
And she takes a hand and puts it over her face and mutters a spell, and your face appears.
That is very weird to see for me. You have to
That
imagine.
is unsettling.
Just
again?
because I'm familiar with how the spell works, I would like to make an investigation check to see how carefully I could see through it.
Go for it.
That's a 19.
Yeah, you'd see right through it.
I also give her a polite little pat on the head, like, you're coming along very quickly. So, have you actually... So, we're in our nose of the conservatory. When do you actually choose your major?
Pretty early on.
Okay.
They give you a general year, but after about a year, you pick your school.
So you're really excited about a vacation and you're dabbling in illusion. What have you learned about abjuration?
And a shield pops up around her, and then it fades. Damn it!
Spreading your interest all over. That's good. You're coming along. How are you handling the conservatory? Have you managed to make any friends or?
Oh no, a lot of people don't really like me.
Well, that's not
I
fun.
mean, Angela's very nice, but most of the people here are very mean.
Do you want me to beat them up?
23.
I just
It's
cracks
like,
for
it's
real
like very
Warforged
odd
knuckles.
side eye where Radar has to look up at 23 as if scolding somebody.
I love Big Brother 23.
Yeah.
I'll punch a kid. I don't give a shit.
Age is relative.
A lot of people here don't like elves.
You don't
I
like
get-
elves.
I get called knife ear a lot.
That is very rude. Do you want me to beat them up? Like, seriously, I can talk to them and literally scare them into stopping it.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Silent. It's never good to hear that people don't like you for a reason that you can't control.
It's okay. They don't like me because I'm better than they are.
Probably.
You will find that is also true more often than not.
You know what you could tell them? That you have seen a flying ship. Because we not yet, but we have one. And I'm sure Renard would love to show you as a, what's the word? The thing that kids do from school, that's away from school. Renard, please.
A field trip?
That one.
Now, is that 23 suffering from the word, or is that Connor?
That was 23. That was 23.
Very well done.
I've not been to school, so technically Renard's been to school. Anyways, but I'm sure Renard would love to take you on a field trip to go see our flying ship.
I mean, I wouldn't have anything opposed to it. You never know what you might put on just going to see it. It is quite the feat of construction, and there are magics that power it that even I still have a hard time understanding. We'll have to talk to Angela about it.
Talk to me about what?
Oh.
And walking down the street.
Singing
The street.
Doody doody dum.
Well, it is a street.
Angela! Just
Dressed
the
in
individual-
a red leather duster, a pair of burnt out boots, and some fingerless gloves, with her hair frayed and frazzled, but tied back into a braid, is the Archmage of Evocation, Angela of Augustine.
It's almost like Reynard dresses like somebody. Angela, it's good to see you.
We're not. Who's your
Montpellier! To what do I owe the pleasure?
Visiting. 23. This is Angela of Augustine, Archmage of Evocation for the Conservatory of the Arcane.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm 23, Warforged of the Storm Legion.
I thought you were Evocation. When did you get into...
I'm real. I'm not a construct. Once again, Warforged.
He's a Warforged.
Okay. That's a new development.
Yes, many stories that would take many nights to go over. In truth, I assume there might be time and time while I'm in my Sarah. But I was just hoping to speak with you on some advice you might be able to give me at some point.
Do you need a minute or not? I can go play with cylinders.
It might take a little more than a minute, but we can handle catching ups now, and I could handle this before I meet with my parents. It won't be much of an issue.
Sounds good. Cyllin, show me where your friends are that need to be talked to.
She'll take your hand and just walk off.
Reynard just kind of watches that, and he can feel the well in his stomach of nervousness, like of what may come of that. But we'll just...
At some point, there's going to be a poor kid with his underwear strapped over his head, stuck to a flagpole.
Good job.
Meanwhile, sorry, the rest of you, are you going to fancy that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. A wonderful looking, but not terribly large building. It's 3 stories, but very narrow. Building with a laughing smile with a bouquet over its head is in front of you. And as the door opens up, you are greeted with clothes and hats and more clothes and more hats. But also among them is a lovely shade of green, elderly looking dragonborn.
We have so many new people this session.
You're meeting a lot of people this session. But she will turn with you, dressed in a very lovely gown of purple and orange that just somehow manages to blend and give that regal appearance. Hello, Mr. Cerulean.
Elbith.
It has been a few years. Nice to see you again.
It's nice to see you. You look just as good as ever.
Oh, I try. Green is really hard to match to. It's not easy being green.
He looks at his jacket. He'll look at his jacket. He'll say, "You know, I'll test that."
You know, I almost thought I got Michael to spit out his drink.
Thank God my apple cider's too hot, because I would have.
Just imagine it coming out of your nose.
Ah!
Anyway. Oh, darlings. And what have we here? And she'll walk right past Rue and look up to Cor. What in all of this is this?
Hello, yes, my name is Cole. I've come here.
God,
Yes, she's not a construct.
they talk.
You know, it's kind of weird. Apparently the city used to have many Warforged in it, just like me, but I guess we've fallen out of fashion, perhaps, or too difficult to make. I don't know.
Honey, I've had 70 years of my life and I have not seen one of you yet.
Oh. This is a very sad development.
Well, she kind of unflusters herself and adjusts her collar and her sleeves. And what can I do for the rest of you and all of you, my friends?
Well, it's been I've been gone for I forgot. I lost track of time. I've noticed that things around here are a little different, and I need to.
Oh, you have no idea.
What's all happened? I've been out of the Marcerian loop for a little while.
The House of Nobles has just put all these bloody security measures in face of the fear of some invasion or something. Armies are building and checkpoints now. I'm sure you've seen.
I have.
Absolutely turning into a bloody police state here. It's disgusting.
Roman would probably butt in. And do you know why the bridge in the, I guess, lower mark is off limits?
Crime.
Has it gotten that bad?
They let some over on the train to work from time to time, but for the most part, they're secluded on their end. Even the guards don't have a whole lot of presence over there.
That's unsafe. We shouldn't treat them any differently.
You're preaching to the choir on that one, Cerulean.
Invasion.
Oh. The racism, the name,
Racism.
gesturing. Oh. Apparently, only good thing around here are humans these days.
Just humans. No.
Just humans. Yes. That's why I'm worried about your grandfather.
And my mother.
Anyway. What can I help you with?
Our mood aside, I need an update.
You do indeed. And she will spend the next however long you guys need designing yourselves clothes. A fancy set of nobles clothes are 15 gold a set.
I
Okay.
will do that. I will preface by saying that as much as I see the puffy wrists and everything, I am not a fan of that. I am a fan of the tailcoat, though.
You will have a coat. Core?
Excellent. Core actually is going to buy something for 23 as well.
Roman would aid in this
She-
effort.
Would
Thank you, guys.
explain that
I will
he
too.
is large and that she doesn't want it to rip, so it's got to be really durable as well as fashionable.
Do you have his measurements, dear?
Oh, I think I can approximate.
And she will take down those notes. It will take me about a week to get all these done.
That's fair. I mean,
Mhm.
I mean, I could put you into costume today, but you would
Is-
look lovely in a pink top hat. And she'll look directly at Core.
oh,
I can
what
see
I
that,
was
actually.
hoping for was the flounciest hat. Large, flouncy, for me.
And she will gesture with a mage hand, comes over, and what comes out is an absolutely magnificent, bright, vividly red with gold trimmed inlay, almost like a sombrero with its size, with a mask that reaches down over the front, almost like eagle eyes, and a pair of horns that come off the top of it. There is beadwork just within the red horns. It matches your red dragon scale armor very nicely.
Excellent. Core's just like,
And there is a mask on the
Anything?
front of a dragon.
it's perfect.
So, Cerulean,
Yes.
it's he'll gesture to the dragon board. What is the fashion on canes right now?
Ooh.
Purple suit and cane.
I'm thinking of changing it up from purple. Thinking spring colors.
With your hair, anything goes.
I can see him in like a blue, not. I mean, he's already a blue, but like more of like a lighter blue.
Thinking of pastel, you know?
And she will go to work writing down these notes.
Oh, actually, Elbeth. He'll also like hold up his like gloved hands. He'll say it's wear and tear, but I think brown might be too much with the green. Maybe What do you think? Maybe gray, something like that.
Yellow.
Yellow. Really?
Ostentatious and gold.
Bright yellow, or are we talking like an actual like nice mellow yellow? So
A subdued yellow. More gold than anything else.
I like the way you think.
I know. Me too. She will get to work. Meanwhile,
I forgot. Does Elbeth also do like anything with hair as well?
No, just clothes.
Okay, I'll have to find someone to do my sideburns. So that's fine.
I can do your hair as I pull out a knife.
Are you good with it?
I'm good with a knife. You've seen.
I know. I meant like, are you good with hair?
I love that response, Vidal. I was hoping you were going to say that.
Gonna go with no on that.
I've got steady hands. I've done a few rough haircuts on the ship before.
I'm gonna take you to a stylist I know. How about that?
You can have it any way you want, as long as it's close to the skin.
Yeah, I've got all off, and I've got some off. That's what I can do.
Okay, I know a stylist. I'm taking you to him. I'm gonna show you what a straight razor can do.
Core has spent 30 gold on herself and 23's outfit.
I will chip in on the 23 fund.
All right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Got
back at the
this.
conservatory, Angela will take Reynard to a side office. One on the first, it's not too far from the courtyard and not one of the magically sealed rooms. But it
Not
is
to repeat a lot of stuff that's been sold already. Sorry, go ahead. But he's actually asking her catch him up on the things that have changed in the city since he's been gone, so we can kind of reuse what they've just been talking about there. And he'll also talk to her about a couple of things that we've talked about. But mainly, he's going to ask her, how is magical item construction still going here in the conservatory? Have any restrictions?
Restrictions? Oh, depends on what you're trying to buy or get. The enchanters are hard at work upstairs.
The way things are going in the city now, I feel like people who are walking around openly brandishing weapons and such would be looked about with a little bit of suspicion.
Actually, the increased security around here would go very well. Been a hell of a problems lately. Crime.
Wow. Ruffians in the streets, and Reynard just kind of gestures to himself. Citizens don't want to see us wielding weapons such as this.
Yes, well, between you and I, mages have a bigger problem going on.
A bigger problem.
So Magitech is obviously a thing. You've seen that, no doubt, from the train.
Yes.
There are conservative elements, radical groups, terrorist organizations that seem to think we're going too far too quickly. There's one called Nightfall that's been causing a lot of trouble over the last 6 months.
Nightfall.
Yeah, it's a little ostentatious for a name, but kidnapping, killing.
Mages?
Yes, specifically.
I suppose I should double check my safety in the city. I was thinking Monster might be a little easy on that in the wilds.
Rumor is there's actually a serial killer targeting us. Somebody designed to kill mages.
That's not good news. What is the Alakim doing about this?
Trying. The unfortunate side effect is nobody's been able to track the bastard. He uses magic, now that we can tell, to nullify other magic.
That's part of what I was going to talk about. I was hoping to get something done, and Bernard will give her this basically a description of what is essentially like a cane that is a cane sword. But the way that he's describing to her, it's like a cane sword that is made out of material that could also act as an arcane focus.
Oh, it's certainly something I think we can manage to build.
If it could be, I would like it also to be something a little sharper than most, if you catch my meaning. I have the coin to fund it. You don't need to worry about that.
Oh, I'm not the one to talk about that. That would be the Archmage Transmutation Enchantment. And Madison has been a little difficult to get a hold of lately.
What's happened with that?
Busy, busy, busy. Rarely does she teach anymore.
Is she one of the leading forces in the Magitech?
Yes, Archmage Transmutation.
Well, let's see what I can do about that then.
I will put a word in, see if I can get a hold of her. I'd imagine with you, Ball, back in town, she'd love to meet all of you.
Perhaps. As for the other, I imagine that Numos was sending reports in as well about my education.
Amongst other people, yes.
And I realize that my time to leave the conservatory as a student at this point is also quickly coming to its end. As for the military service that comes afterwards, I wanted to discuss with you about a possibility of me being recommended to the Alakim Arcana.
Reynard, you left. And I know you wanted to study abroad, and that was the pretense you went under, but I am not blind, nor am I stupid.
I did leave, but
Given the remarkable events that have been surrounding you lately, I can not help but wonder why. I know
So I
you are
went
not
out-
an unintelligent person either.
I went out into the world, Angela. I've seen what magic can do in the wrong hands.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a portal in the sky breach the divine gate. I saw what came through it, and I know the people responsible. If that isn't enough of a reason to want to be a part of the forces that stop them, I don't know what is. Now, when this finishes, my father can press me into active military service for Eichval, or I can do some actual good as an inquisitor.
I can only give my recommendation. You'd have to get the other Archmages inbound with it, and presumably your own father, which, as I'm sure, is going to be an event for yourself.
Yes, it's on my list. I plan on leaving him for last.
The Lord High Mage has been exceptionally busy tutoring the young queen. Unruly as she has promising talent as a mage. Perhaps in his busyness he won't notice, and I can simply push the paperwork, but it might not get through. It might. I don't know. Are you sure you want this? The Alacom are... Well, they've always been a little bit of a secretive bunch, but... clandestine, even. Are you sure you're okay with spying on your own people?
The way I look at my options, I can do a lot more good, even if I have to do a little bit of bad in the process.
You realize that would mean writing reports on your own party. Because I can assure you, you would be assigned to them, given
It also means that I get to stay with them and keep them safe.
And tell the world about them, or at least us. Are they okay with that? Or is that a secret you mean to keep?
They are going to learn very quickly what it means to be a magic user in Reichfall.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. I don't have anything to help with this. That's a 7.
I will try my best, but you're going to have to gather more support for that.
I was already planning on it. I came to you first because I thought you'd be the easiest to persuade.
I will try, but... It takes 3 of them, 3 of the Archmages to recommend.
Which brings me to another point. Numos recommended a contact of his here in Mossera. Went by the name of Garion Magnus. Who is that?
He's a member of Yak Alakam. One of the leaders for it.
I don't suppose you could arrange a meeting with him as well. Numos said I should speak with him specifically.
I could, but what about?
He didn't say. Just that when I get to Mossera, I should look him up.
I wonder why.
I'll be sure to ask him when I get the chance.
I can arrange it. We'll take a few days. One does not
Thank
simply talk to the leader of a magic secret police.
For being a city that is so close together, I feel like it takes twice as long to get anything done, but that's understandable.
Welcome to the bureaucracy that has consumed this bloody city.
Yes. He'll get ready to start making himself to leave, but as he does, he'll say, Sillin seems excited to be an evoker.
She emulated after you.
Yes, and I'm worried she might end up making some of the same mistakes.
Would that be so bad?
I just think should she get an understanding of what happens when you are an evocation wizard and your job gets messy.
Well, if it makes you feel better, she's already better than you were at her age.
He just raises an eyebrow like that.
She smiles.
Damn.
I should hope so. She has far more years of experience than I could have ever hoped with that age.
She's a good
she was
kid.
kidnapped by a dragon, right?
I've heard the story, although it was a little embellished. She says you took it down yourself.
No, I definitely did not do that.
And you fought a bunch of orcs, and you killed a werewolf, and...
Killed a werewolf, that was true.
The story gets more grand every time I hear it.
He will relay pretty much the extent of the story that happened when they, after going to take down Dustbringer and returning. He'll not mention the part about the sightless eye and working with them. That's on a need to know basis.
Very well.
I think she, with what she's been through, I think learning to protect herself might be a lot easier for her than learning to burn down the world.
Well, she's as safe as she can be inside the conservatory. Unfortunately, all the all the protests against any race not human, I guess.
Yes. She's mentioned she's been getting bullied by the other students. I don't suppose there's anything you could do about that.
I am not capable of being everywhere, and sometimes a girl has to learn to stand up for herself.
Is there not an elderly student, someone a little older who could act as a chaperone, help keep her around?
There are prefects, but Renaud, for every prefect there are 150 students.
I know. I'm just asking. Perhaps we could get her something. She needs a friend. What if you got her a familiar?
Could teach her the spell.
I'm sure that would go a long way to helping her feel connected to something.
Well,
something simple like a cat or an owl.
I think an incantation for find familiar is within her range. She was working on learning hands, but maybe we can finish that and then work on find familiar.
Yes.
Oh, pyromaniac, by the way. She likes fire.
Hence my resignation and her becoming an evoker.
I wonder where she got that from. Barrel down the glasses look.
Well, maybe you should teach her how difficult it was for me to make the decision. I understood the difference and why I made the choice.
She's young yet. I think right now she's just enjoying the pageantry of being a mage.
Oh, thank you, Angela.
Why not? And she will open the door.
He will make his way out, and because I've been so busy already, I think I'm just going to go ahead and go back to the group because that was a lot of information to get.
You can see Silent holding 23's hand, grinning, and somewhere you can hear a child crying.
He got what he deserved.
I'm going to go find that child. What happened to that child?
I don't know, 23. What did you do to a 15-year-old bully?
Probably picked him up and like got like real close to him, and
Lightning
like,
pouring out of his eyes.
like yeah, just like feeling the tinge of lightning on his neck as I do so, and basically say if I ever hear that you give this girl or any of your friends give this girl any troubles, I promise you I will take you up to the highest reaches of the sky with my sky ship, and I will drop you into the ocean. That's what he says.
Make an intimidation check
With advantage?
with advantage because he's 15 years old.
Uh,
I know if that happened to
Natural
me at
one.
15 years old, I'd be scared shitless.
Oh, yeah. And good thing you can't smell.
Aww.
It looks like you have an oil leak.
So, well, I don't know what to fire, but I just kind of, upon getting familiar with the situation, I just say, 23, you know what? I can't fix this now that it's been done. It was nice to see you again, Celine. You may have a surprise waiting for you in the future. I talked to Angela, and we'll see. I forgot to talk. Can we say that part of the thing I talked to her about was potentially taking her to see the sky ship? Because I did mention that we would talk about a few things just to not go over multiple things again.
Sure.
Okay. That completely slipped my mind when we started getting to the nitty gritty of the stuff.
Here we go now.
What time of day is it?
Late afternoon, 2, 3, 4. It's at 2, 3 o'clock.
Jumped along. You know what? We'll do it tomorrow morning.
Okay.
It's difficult to get through the city as it is by myself, so we'll have to make a note of it to come back and do it again.
All right.
And remember, if they give you any trouble at all, don't forget to tell me.
She points a finger at you and has a little thin copper wire and goes, I will tell you like this.
It's very good. I will make them regret ever trying to do magic.
Okay.
Let's go get 23 a suit.
All right. Eventually, the party reconvene. Oh, it's got to be made first, but it takes about a
Oh,
week.
yeah, that's right.
Eventually,
never-
however, the party will reconvene outside Fancy That costuming.
I
Ah.
split off from that.
Oh, where are you going?
I was
To
gonna
sneak
go.
into the industrial ward.
You don't know that. You don't know me.
Please
You
don't.
did tell me that you
You
wanted to
told
sneak
them.
into the industrial ward. I, in fact, know this information.
You don't know
Tempest,
me.
Tempest is
No.
like, I'm not going to sneak into the industrial ward. Then Always Sunny theme song starts playing. He snuck into the industrial ward.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
sneak into the industrial ward, but in another note, can you cast fly on me so I can get into the industrial ward?
Unrelated.
So Beth, I mentioned that Warwick was not necessarily in the industrial ward. Well, I know where he lives or lived 2 years ago.
Other side of town.
Ah, shit. Damn.
Cheap side.
We are in the good side of it.
Whoa.
Well, I was kind of hoping, but
Taking
eh,
personal offense here.
you never know.
Yeah, don't be suspicious. Don't be
It's the upper middle districts. Like, this is where the upper class lives.
Use the word good.
I'll
Okay,
I'll
sure.
spend some time going around to see if there's like the normal places, and then if I don't find anything, I'll head back to the party.
Most of the places you have been rebuilt and rebuilt and rebuilt over.
Oh, even
Things
like
change.
the little places are just like missing.
Yeah. The city has
Mhm.
changed dramatically since all of you left.
2 years and they've gotten rid of a lot.
Hey, Groovy. Why is Groovy not playing music? Groovy's
Groovy
not
left.
playing music.
Yeah.
Groovy, I did not say you could leave.
Also, just to make it easier for you guys, I could just. Do you want to ship it to the ship, or do you want to ship it to the Autumn Hall estate for the close?
Leave it to you.
Oh,
Oh, Groovy's gone.
yeah, Groovy left.
Oh,
Like,
It may
about
have had to
5 minutes
update.
ago.
It may be down.
okay.
If that's the case,
It is offline.
do I hear any commentary about my appearance?
Quite a few people are. I guess not people are saying anything, but you are getting a lot of dirty looks.
Okay.
Like, we're talking conservative voter going through a minority district. It's pretty obvious.
Okay, I'll take note of that. I'll head back to the store Cerulean pointed out.
Okay.
That analogy, though.
Do good.
Hey, welcome to America.
I'll just have my clothes sent to the Autumn Estate because I'm gonna want every reason to go back there anyway.
Sure. All right.
Okay, that's it.
And as you all reconvene outside Fancy That.
Oh, welcome back. How did it go?
Tiring, but good, I hope. How about you all?
Went well. Got
Very well.
a new set of clothes going home, so it's gonna be a week, but still.
I'm ready to kick off cane fashion in the city.
Or has an amazingly large hat, and she says, "Oh, by the way, 23, I got you something, but it's going to take a while to be made." So
Wait, Cora, is that you?
of course,
That hat is bigger than you.
it's amazing, and I love it.
It
It's
is.
a good thing you got those gauntlets to keep it on your head.
So, awkward moment. Have any of you noticed this place has gotten a lot more racist in the last few years?
Yes, I have.
Yes,
Yeah.
I talked to Angela about that. She mentioned it's any non-humanoids, any non-humans in the city are just, it's not good.
Here's okay.
I made a
Yes.
15-year-old boy pee himself.
On purpose?
Yes,
Why?
because he was
Yes.
being a dick.
He was bullying Silent.
Oh, she's here.
She's here.
She's enrolled in the conservatory.
That's good. I'm glad she's doing well.
Other than the bullying,
Well,
Well, I think-
obviously besides the bullying.
It seems like 23 has fixed that, though.
Yeah,
according
it's
to what
more of a
Angela has said, she's better than I was at my age. At her
Hmm.
age.
She was very skilled when we met her.
Well, she's also been through a lot more than I ever was at that age.
I guess you weren't ever kidnapped by a dragon, so there is that.
No.
I probably not today. Not today. I definitely need to go back to the conservatory. I might. Did you get any earful for being gone for so long?
A little bit, but I was also technically studying abroad. That's why I was in Darrow in the first place.
Ah, that's good.
You just left, didn't you?
To be fair, the way my magic works, I can't really go into a school like you guys can. Like, I suppose I lean more into divination than anything else, but still, I went in I got in late. Like it just popped up, and I didn't really get a chance to do much. So I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. I'll have to go up there and talk to them.
Doubt if you didn't have a formal education, to my knowledge, you would not be in too much trouble for leaving. It is more optional than anything. You're not required to do it.
I still should go back at least just to.
I was
still
planning
wanna-
on going back tomorrow morning. I promised Silent to show her the ship. So
I suppose if you don't mind, I can tag along.
sure.
I still want to continue, but right now it's just not a good time.
And I mean, you do need to go back because 23 left me out of this great plan of picking on bullies, and
Well,
that sounds like
I thought of you at the moment, but it was a problem that needed to be dealt with, and I wasn't expecting to deal with it there.
yeah. I'm proud of you. I'm just saying that I'm very upset that while clothes shopping was awesome, I feel like there was a lot of opportunity there that we missed out on, and I'm glad we're going back. You can show me some of the kids that maybe you missed. We can get those.
And who knows? Maybe her knowing Misfortune, who apparently was somewhat famous here in the city now, it might make her some friends.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of throws me off too is the whole racism thing. This wasn't this bad before. It was never this bad.
No, when I was growing up here, I mean, people looked at me oddly, but not with that much hatred.
Maybe it's just the rich side of town.
I've been here before. It's not been this bad.
I will say Angela tipped me off to something as well. Apparently there's some form of organization called Nightfall in the group that is opposed to the magitech that's being developed, and racism against mages is perhaps not as widespread as racism against the other races, but it's still in place. In fact, there's even a serial killer that's hunting people down.
Serial killer.
That's what she
Did
said.
Did I mention the name of my organization before? I think I did.
You did.
Okay, so I'll kind of just look shocked.
But
It's not their standard MO. At least it was not when you were in there.
I'll just be like, they're killing mages. What?
Oh, they're opposing the development of Magitech. I don't know if they're involved with the serial killer. Might be.
That's not normal.
I'm telling you all because they're targeting mages, and if you haven't realized, you gotta look around at a few of us. You all are mages. You may be targeted. You should be on your guard in the city.
Wait, I count as a mage?
Yes, Roman.
I don't.
I get my magic from the gods, though.
I'm not sure that makes it different. You're registered at the conservatory.
If they're
We should not leave us. We should not go anywhere alone. In fact, if 23 could accompany any of us, I wish he could accompany us, all of us, everywhere, but there's only 123.
Technically, there's 49 more of me, but that's neither here nor there.
You all right, 23? I wasn't considering that. I forgot about 1 through 22 and 24 through 50.
Except for 25. 25's a dick.
I thought 24 was a dick.
No, 24's my pet horse.
Well, I thought. Oh,
And my best friend.
Whatever. I get so confused.
As you all are having this little chuckle of a conversation, a delivery messenger will walk up to Core.
Hello, have you come to gaze upon the wondrousness of my hat?
It could be about 16, 17. I can only assume you're Miss Core, and he will extend a note out towards you.
Yes, I am, thank you. And Cor will accept the note with a bit of a bow.
As you read it, it says, somebody just
Groovy.
left. Groovy. Damn you, Groovy. It says that you have a safety deposit box at the Exchequer building.
The Exchequer building?
It's basically the vault. The bank.
Oh. I don't recall putting anything in the bank, but I will, is there an issue with it? Do I need to pick it up, or?
Well, there was a note on it that said if you were to return, you were to be notified.
All right. Let's go see what I have in the bank, if you all want.
Who
Question
informed you that
first.
she had returned? Sorry, got her.
That's what I was going to ask you.
House of Nobles.
And who exactly made the original note?
It says Celia Larenth.
Fuck, you're old.
Wow.
We all are, technically. Well, besides.
I prefer the term finely aged. There we are. That's,
Like wine. Trust me.
yes, exactly.
She says that. I see Core doing a flourish. And Renard actually thinks to himself, so does this have a levitate spell on it or something? How does it stay up like that? How does it not collapse under its own size?
You know, the woman that made Elbeth is based off my mother, who owned a costume shop called Fancy That Costuming. And the hats, one of the ones she made, I don't have it anymore, unfortunately, was a wide-brimmed hat with red dragon horns and covered in beadwork. It was beautiful. It was also $700, but you know,
Oof.
Dropped it. Come down.
cosplayers, man, they love that stuff.
Well,
Anyway.
if you want to pick that up, well, we could head over there. And at this point, do we want to head by Cerulean's estate and see how things have been with his family? Considering how the
Yes.
city has been.
I would love to meet Cerulean's mom.
Exactly. Let's see.
Someone's breathing in the mic.
Michael.
Michael.
Every
Mike's
time.
his name.
you can meet my father too.
Yes. What's your parents' names?
Let me pull up my thing here. My father's name is Edwin, and my mother's name is Genevieve.
Are they kind to Warforged?
I don't think they've ever met you.
Perfect.
How old did you say you were again?
I think, what year is it?
What year is it?
That's a question no GM is ready to answer.
The current year is 206 PSD.
Approximately 210, I think. I can't quite remember the dates.
My grandfather might.
The second decision, if I can read my notes, I can pull it out. Sorry, I have a lot of notes in here. I've been writing over the last forever.
Always.
Yeah, seriously. That was in 5266 post first decision. So that was, yeah, the last year of the first decision was 5270. So
220.
yeah, thereabouts.
All right.
Oh, my grandfather actually might.
Maybe. Well, I mean, how old's your grandfather?
He's a high elf.
Oh, he's hanging around.
You're half elven.
Yes.
Huh.
Guys, motherfucker.
I'll just kind of like lean down, just like, you can't. This may be rude, but you can't tell at all.
It's weird, right?
I'm just surprised this has never come up before. I didn't realize you were traveling with an elf. Half elf.
Well, you don't just ask someone their race.
Well, usually you can tell, so you don't know.
How about this? It's a good guess, but no.
No what?
Not enough.
What are you?
I will tell you when we get home.
Okay.
All right.
Because right now, the streets are filled with racist people right now. And
What?
That is so true.
I mean, you look human at least, so.
trust me, right? It's confusing.
All right, then. I'll take that at face value. Yeah, so I guess me and Corb might have met someone that was an elf at one point.
His name was Cedric Autumn Hall.
Did I ever meet a Cedric Autumn Hall? DM?
I guess your check.
History check. Ooh, guess who's not smart?
Recalling past history.
I feel like this would have come up at some point if that was the case.
Hey, Groovy's back.
To be fair, I haven't really talked about my family that much.
The
15
name is
is-
familiar.
Well, you know your
Um,
last name.
Oh, Autumn Hall. Maybe not just familiar. He'd been a child back then.
That's true. Well, I mean, yeah,
Young.
yeah, young.
No, what I don't know. Okay. Yep. Don't recall. Anyways, yeah.
That's fine. He was probably young around that time.
All right, see if I can get Groovy to do something.
Roman is actively looking at Cerulean's ears to see if there's any point at all.
They are
point at all.
they're
He's-
very human ears.
Yeah, he's like running his finger over his own ear and then looking at yours and like,
Pairing.
"Not the same."
As you make your way into the Exchequer Center, it is literally a bank with tellers lining a column in front of you, a wide open chamber, knights on either side as guards, and the Montilier family crest emblazoned on the front door.
Question for Renard, do you ever like wear the family crest?
He doesn't have the family crest anything other than a ring. But the family crest is the face of a lion in gold over a mixed red-black background.
Okay. So he possibly would recognize it if we looked at your ring.
It's on his ring. Yes, you might.
Okay. Okay.
I also told you straight up that my father was the High Exchequer, so
Yeah.
Okay. What are y'all gonna do?
Following Cerulean.
Yeah. Are we going to the
Okay.
Autumn Hall place?
No, I thought we were going. No,
You're
I
at
thought
the
we were
bank
going
to get your package.
Okay.
Oh, we're going. Oh, I thought we were going to.
We're
Okay.
at the bank then.
Yeah.
Let's go in.
first.
I don't know why, but like I was really worried when
Yeah.
we got the note. It was just
I
really racist
just
message.
described the bank, the Exchequer
Yes.
building.
That's
So we just go to the front desk and ask to see your deposit box.
All right.
Yes. Hello, I am Core. I am here to pick up something in a deposit box for me.
One moment, says the very bored-looking human behind the screen, and they will get up and walk away. And a minute goes by before she comes back with 2 packages. One of which is almost like a triangular-looking object, about shield size, and the other one is a scroll bound up in a cylinder. Yes, these apparently were on hold for you. And the note and the shield will pass around.
All right.
Anything else?
No, I believe that's it. I don't owe you anything for this exchange. do
No,
I?
these were specifically told to be delivered to you by name and description. You're muted.
Excellent then. I'm surprised my new hat didn't throw off the description.
We
I
were
was going to say that.
To which the note specifically says to look for somebody with a flamboyant personality.
Oh. Not about a flamboyant hat though, because definitely add that to the note. At this point, Core is just kind of like messing with this really bored person.
Cerulin is used to seeing people dying, but he's not usually used to people seeing their eyes die.
This is the equivalent of talking to somebody from the DMV. She just blank stares.
It's like, can you keep moving on? Damn it.
That 1,000-yard stare.
She has nothing else to do. She can deal with Core.
Right, like a million other people in line behind you.
Issues
Now
that we have
serving.
something else to do.
Now
Yeah, but-
serving C22 at window number 5.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, with that we can head on out.
Okay.
It's a nice looking shield ish.
It's
Wait,
wrapped up right now.
Oh, it's wrapped up. Oh, okay.
I didn't see anything.
It's a nice package.
How did I not see anything?
I'm debating between opening it once we get outside or waiting until we're somewhere safe-ish. Yeah, Core will just carry the packages under her arms until they
Okay.
get to maybe the Autumn Hall Manor.
Okay. As you make your way through, you can come to the checkpoint that leads into the Highmark district. The god will look between all of you. Papers, please.
I hate that game. I pass it. Pass the
It's a
paper.
great game.
I know, it's
great
it's,
game.
It's an awesome game.
Oh
Okay.
god, a game that's soul crushing.
Do you
It's like
know who
life.
you're talking to?
What?
I'll talk to the guard.
Turn to the dark.
No, Cerullin's like, what?
Should I?
This is Cerulean Autumn Hall of the
Oh.
Autumn Hall Estate.
Okay.
And Renaud Montilier, son of High Exchequer.
Okay. Do you have your paperwork?
Man, everyone here is just so boring.
Thought you were gonna flex misfortune, saviors of the city, but I guess just flash the note. So,
Cerullian will mutter to 23. It wasn't like this before, I promise.
Yes, it was never this soul crushing.
I also don't know you from a hole in the ground. I'm sorry.
Reynard will just show him the signet ring of the Montilier house.
Okay. Who'd you steal that from?
Didn't
Whoa.
steal it from anyone.
What is Reynard dressed like
Dullard
right
up.
now?
Reynard is dressed. He changed his clothes when they got to because he bought some clothes in the downtime for Crimson, which is why I didn't go clothes shopping. So he's wearing his nicer set of clothes, but it's still just like a jacket, and it's definitely not the Adanian fashion right now.
Mm-hmm. Look, do you have the paperwork or not?
Shut
We
this
do.
dullard up. Core will give him the paperwork and just be like, please, as long as we can get through here and away from you.
He takes the paper, he looks at it, he looks at you, looks at all of you again, looks back at the paperwork, hands it back. Thank you. And he'll wave a flag to raise the portcullis.
I didn't
God,
think
that
it'd be
was-
that hard to get through. I figured proof being a noble would be enough. I guess not.
God, that was tedious.
That's a bit worrisome though. That maybe people have been actually forging sigils and actually getting through checkpoints now.
You know,
Okay.
Here's the thing. Me and Cole saved the world twice, and everyone is acting absolutely soul crushed, and it's really, really just like, man, is it worth saving anymore?
It's like I said, it wasn't like this before. Something bad must have happened.
Immediately in your view are two buildings that kind of stick out. Both of you, from those of you native to Marseille, will understand them, are familiar with them. One of which is called the Grand Chimera. It is a ballroom, theater, and just the biggest entertainment section of the city. It is where all the nobles go to watch the latest in plays and shows. Next to it is the pride and joy of Marseille, and perhaps the most famous inn in all of Minthos, the Black Flagon. It is where the Dawnspire all gathered years and years and years ago, before they were even a real group. But walking past between them, you notice there are a lot of guards about, moving in the general direction of where you are heading.
Oh no. We follow, I assume.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
It
no.
says, like, do
Following
they-
the crowd, you arrive at the outskirts of the Autumn Hall estate, and there, hanging in the gate, is Cedric Autumn Hall, bound by a rope by his neck and hanging dead in front of the gate.
What the heck? This is so tragic.
What the
And
hell?
that is where we are going to end today's session.
I just wanted to see my family, man.
You just leave his grandpa hanging on a gate, and that's where we ended.
Fuck.
Fucked.
Do I have to roll a sand roll?
No.
I was gonna say it's not a cliffhanger, but I mean, damn.
It feels like a pretty damn good cliffhanger.
And that is where we're going to end today's session. I hope you all had a wonderful time, and I hope that all you guys that watched today's session enjoyed yourselves.
I did
I
till
know
the
that
end.
It was great until murder.
Sanity check. You
Yeah,
think you're
our-
playing Cthulhu here, did ya?
I was like,
Um,
suddenly we're playing Call of Cthulhu.
He's just joking, you guys. He's fine.
It's a prank, just a prank. Everyone's in on it.
All right.
He's a
Very
magician.
elaborate.
I think that's all we've got. Guys, you got anything?
No.
God, you got anything?
Stay healthy, stay safe.
Stay healthy, stay safe.
Stay safe, stay healthy.
Wash your hands. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.